Hey guys, is there no sound? Is there really no sound? Stormy V man, can you tell me if there's no sound? No audio. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna call Nonito anyway. Say hi, you're
So,
here.
so there's no audio, huh? All right. Let
Is
me
there
see.
audio right now?
Is there audio? Can you guys hear me? Hello, can you guys hear me? Press one. 1 2 1 2 1 2 3. What is going on here? Let me check again. What is going on here? Audio. Okay. I have no idea. Can you guys hear me? Okay, they can hear me when I'm talking.
Okay, you guys can hear him, but you couldn't hear the video.
But the video you can't hear.
Weird.
That is so weird. I don't know what's going on with this stuff.
Well, we've used it on QuickTime Player, so I mean that's not the normal way that
No,
you're supposed to do it.
yeah, but it usually works. See, it's all in there. So I don't know, man. But anyways, that was part two of Bozy, Coach Bozy, and
We'll upload it
incredible.
later.
Yeah, we'll upload it later. That was he's an incredible trader, man. I worked with him when I was in Philadelphia. So you know, it was just fun working with him. And so, but we do have Bozy part one. If you guys hadn't checked that out, please do check it out. Like and thumbs up. So today is can they hear you too or what?
Test, test, test.
Can you hear her?
Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Press 1 if you guys can hear Rachel.
I'm still sweating because I just got done running. So if you guys see my sweat falling down, that's me. I just got back, yeah, thank you. So that's the background over there, all the belts.
He said,
Still trying to do it.
Rick said, oh, more technical difficulties. I blame Canelo. You know what? Just to mess around with it, play the Make It Rain because they missed it so much yesterday.
I don't know if it works. Let me see. Let it be working. Let's see. I hope you guys can hear that. Can you guys hear that? Press one.
If you guys heard the Make It Rain song, please press 1 because
Yeah.
we kept testing it yesterday.
I know it was working yesterday, so I hope that it worked. Did you guys hear that? Make it rain. Make it rain. Make it,
Not
make it,
you
make it.
singing,
I
the
know.
actual
Oh, they
audio.
heard it. Was it loud enough? Because yesterday no one could really hear it. So, you know. Yay. Cool.
Rick Tim loves that song. He's dancing at the same time.
Yeah, man. So I don't know what's going on with the audio. It was working fine yesterday, and when I turned it off, I guess somehow, man, I'm sweating still. I just got done running, so working out, and she was like, "Oh, we gotta go live." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I forgot. That's right, 9 o'clock." So here we go. Yeah. Today is Tuesday, Throwback Tuesday. We're gonna be talking about a lot of stuff and throwback. We wanted to show the part two of Coach Bozy in Bozy's dungeon in Philadelphia. And again, we had some work over there. He was holding some mitts for me, or some the noodle stick there, and he was smacking me like crazy. I'm like, man, I just want to hit people, and like, yeah, and that's why that's why he's landing all those noodle in my face. So anyways, that's something that I needed to kind of learn to do, is get slick again. um yeah, man. To throwback. It was a great time. So our time when we were in Philadelphia was incredible. Oh, she's not here, by the way. Well, she's here, but she's
I'm
not
a
here
ghost.
because she's a ghost.
I'm not wearing
She's
clothes.
she's my what's it called?
I don't want to wear clothes. I'm Jiminy Cricket today.
Yeah, she's Jiminy Cricket for me. So she's on the other side. Thank you guys for coming out here, man. This is gonna be a fun day. It's just throwback, talking about what has happened, even fights you guys want to talk about, or the likes, So it's throwback, whatever, from the dinosaur time to now.
When were the dinosaurs arguing?
It's throwback, huh?
When were the dinosaurs fighting?
Jurassic Park.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
So yeah, man. Yeah, just having a great time out here.
Well, let's talk about Adrien Broner real quick.
Let's talk about Adrien Broner. So when we had Redkach here the last time, he was saying that they should have fought a long, long time ago, but it didn't happen. And then they had this opportunity to fight again, right? And
Mm-hmm.
now it's getting put into another spot, another place where most likely it won't be happening.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pull up everything from Redkach's what's his called? His Twitter. So in case you guys don't know what he said, I know it's a little bit broken as far as um the timeline, what he's trying to say, and of course his English. If you guys watched the video of Redkach here last time, you'll know that he isn't that fluent. So so sometimes I look at his Twitter and I'm like, okay, is he really trying to say what we think he's trying to say? Um, oh, oddly gifted bully Kennel said you got a noodle to the face.
Yes, I got a bunch of noodles to my face. Coach Bozy was just like, you gotta throw a combination, bop, 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 and you gotta move afterwards. And then so every time that I move a different direction, but he's already knowing where I'm going, so he smacks me in the face. So I guess that was a light bulb that, I've been too caught up with the offense and not enough defense. So that's something that, with me, I have to work on, knowing that, you know longevity wise, I mean, nobody wants to get hit in the face in the first place. So that's one thing I got to do, is just be more focused in both aspect of defense and offense.
Yeah, and always like reminders are always a good thing anyway. Like always repetitive motion, and things like that. You falling off your chair, bro?
I am. I
What's going
told
on
you I
with
just got
you?
done running, so I'm
You
like really
slippery?
hype.
You slippery?
I'm hyped.
All right. Okay. So here's the stuff from Ivan Redkach. I'm gonna put it full screen so then everyone can see it. And I will read it. Basically, he has these red emojis. He says, I don't know who this person is that he's talking to in Ukrainian because of course it doesn't really say any like an English translation, but basically he's talking about this guy named Joe. Okay. And what are you
Wasn't that your
laughing?
name, Joe, the other day?
Yes, my
Hey,
name was
what's
Joe.
up,
Well,
Joe?
this is Joe.
What's up, Joe?
This is the legit Joe.
That's a different Joe.
So basically he was calling Joe DeGuardia is a boxing scammer. He's a president CEO, and he's telling young boxers to stay away from him. He's the promoter of Star Boxing. And it is to believe that this is the reason why he's having to pull out of the fight. Um, so
So
he
you're saying that the fight got pulled because of some managerial issues, or behind the scene issues?
Yes, yes. So, of course, everybody's like, what the hell? I mean, you're looking at not that far away and you got this issue coming up. February 25th was supposed to be the scheduled
It's
fight. Is it's January 17th now. I can only imagine how
man.
irritated he is.
I mean,
And I heard he's in
you're training
Nebraska.
very hard. And you remember when we had him the last time, he was like, I'm on weight already. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that
that's dangerous to be on weight this early,
I know, but I'm
considering that
saying,
the other guy, Adrian Broner, we don't even know if he's like 30 pounds within weight at this point,
yeah,
you
yeah. I
know?
mean, it's just frustrating because you work so hard for it. Your mind, body, and spirit is connected to the date, So you want the fight to happen, but things like this can deter a fighter from doing more in the sport, and just walking away with it. Because I know a guy that I've known for a very long time. He walked out of the sports undefeated because he just didn't want to deal with the managerial, with the promotional, with all of that stuff. So I've seen a couple of guys that I know actually walk out of the sport because of what was happening behind the scene.
Well, and that's the unfortunate part. I think there's a lot of people that, really do want to fight. I felt like Ivan wanted to fight. And he said to New York Fights, and shout out to NewYorkFights.com. I feel like, out of a lot of the news, uh, I don't know, outlets.
Macworld said Broner is a fat diva.
Oh, jeez. Well,
Yeah.
well. Who was the rapper I said that I thought he looked like?
Oh, I don't know.
There was a guy. You guys type in the chat. Who in the world does Adrien Broner look like that's a rapper? I keep
What
forgetting.
up? What up?
Maybe it was Rick Ross.
Yeah, I think so.
Was it Rick Ross?
Yeah.
He's Rick Ross's son. That's totally what it is at this point. All right. So basically, New York, nyfights.com. If you guys have a chance to visit that website, go ahead and visit it, because I do like the fact that they tried to get
Can you
both
find
sides.
the picture of Rick Ross and Broner side by side?
In a second. So they try to get both sides of the story, and they publish both sides, which I actually like. A lot of them,
Hey, if you're talking and my lip is moving, go ahead. Let's see.
Ivan Redkach is not fighting. Come on, is not
There's
fighting.
my alter ego.
Is not fighting. Hank Lundy is fighting Adrien Broner.
That's hilarious.
Did you do good?
I don't know. All I did was just like blah 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 blah. Yeah. So Hank, what?
Hank Lundy is fighting. Yeah, he's replacing Ivan Redkach.
Lundy is?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's supposed to be what they're saying is supposed to be a harder fight. But basically Redkach was saying that, he was let me just go through this real quick. Blah, 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 blah. That basically the deal was done already. He flew back from Nebraska to start training camp, and all of a sudden Joe decided, Joe, this whatever Star Promotions, decided he wanted to get involved in the bout agreement, and that he told BLK Prime they weren't allowed to talk to Ivan anymore.
Yeah.
And then he said that they'll get a bout agreement, but when he said when he got the bout agreement, it had nothing on BLK on there. It was Joe's bout agreement on his own promotional agreement.
Wow.
So like basically, I mean, let's use like a more known.
Hey, Timmy Chip Jr. said Broner is Rick Ross, the real Rick Ross.
No, I don't want to hear him rap.
Yeah.
So it's like basically, if you were to sign with, if you had a fight with Matchroom, and instead of fighting with Matchroom, like then let's just say Bob Arum comes in.
So Rick Timms the third said something in there. If you can read that, that's what you're saying.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So Bob Arum, so it'd be like Bob Arum coming in to your fight with Matchroom and saying, "Here, I'm negotiating it, taking off a skim off the top between Matchroom and presenting you with a top rank contract when you're fighting on a Matchroom fight."
Right.
Yeah. So that's what basically Ivan Redkach is saying, and that he just won't let him fight. But from what I've heard, this isn't the first time that this Joe DeGuardia guy has done this. According to some people,
hey,
allegedly.
Tay Jones, what's up, Tay? I know. I'm like squirrel,
Jesus
Anyways,
Christ.
I just
We
want to
are
say
not
what's up.
doing a live anymore after your freaking workout, because you cannot concentrate.
I am hype. Go ahead.
No, I don't know anymore what I was talking about.
Joe DeGuardia. Though you said that wasn't the first time.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Cletus Selden was pulled from the Rashad Mahdi fight on February 4th, the Zone show, for the same type of like movement.
What you talking about, Cletus?
I'm not really even sure like who, but I guess Tarver was with him back in the day.
Cletus?
No.
Oh, Joe.
Oh my God.
Hey, Joe.
Do I need to do a whiteboard?
So yeah, remember
yeah,
Tarver.
so someone says he just did it to Cletus Selden. So people do know about this. So this is the same guy. I don't
That's
know.
Tay.
I know.
Yeah.
He just done it to complete it. So I don't really know because I've never met this. I don't feel like I've met this
We met
guy.
him.
We have?
Yeah, we met him at the WBA.
What were we doing?
Just hanging out.
How did we meet him?
It was he was
Like
hanging out.
hi bye, or did we talk
No,
to him?
we weren't really talking to him. I mean, I got a little bit of, we chat a little bit for a little bit, but when we're hanging out with everybody just kind of come in and out, and we're having a conversation. So it wasn't like, hey, talking about conversation, like a long conversation. It was, I guess you can
Just
say hi and bye,
bye.
but hanging out with everybody.
They said that glowing green color on the WBC belt looks cool.
Nice. Dope.
Timmy said that I'm about to hit you with a blinding jab. Right to your chinny chin chin. So, I mean, you hear this stuff a lot in boxing, don't you? About like how like some of these promoters that don't really promote their fighters and then just
Oh, I remember where we were at. We were at after the WBA one of the days. We were hanging out and everybody was smoking and drinking, smoking cigar and drinking.
Mhm.
And
Is this outside or inside?
Outside.
On the outside of the hotel?
Yeah, on the
Okay.
side
Okay.
where Malinaj and all of them were at
Okay.
hanging out.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's where I met him?
yeah,
Was he sitting with us?
for a little bit. Yeah,
Oh, I would need a picture.
yeah. You probably need a picture,
I
but
really don't know.
yeah. So what else is there for him now? Like he said, he completely just he's done with boxing.
It broke his heart. He's been training. He's been spending money on camp, and then here
That's
he
tough.
is. You know how that feels. Like when a fight gets pulled from you, that and it's not like you could even talk to this guy supposedly.
Yeah.
I
I mean, that's tough. I mean, when you're training hard, and this is why, like those judges and all of that stuff, when they take fights away from the fighter, it's heartbroken, man. I mean, it breaks your heart. Like for me, when I fought in the Olympic trials, I thought that I did enough to win the fight, but I was only 17 at that time, and usually I'll score 43 points in the point system. But at that time, I only scored 5 in the finals, and I didn't get to go, and it broke my heart. I thought I got robbed. Even Sugar Leonard told the whole news outlet that I thought I won the fight. But again, everybody has their own opinion. But to me, I won the fight. I felt that I won the fight. No disrespect to the guy, but I was 17 years old, and it broke me. It broke me, and I turned pro after that. So I mean, when things like that, especially if you're fighting for world championship and you got it, and then they take it away from you. I mean, that's one of those things. I mean, but for you training for 2 months or more, and then you just are fed up because everybody's just being some type of way behind the scene. I mean, that's it's heartbreaking. So
what do you think of this replacement hammering Hank Lundy?
I mean, Lundy was,
Let me
he's
just
been
tell
in the
you that
game for a
right now,
while.
like people are like destroying the switch out because of the fact that it is what it is, but they feel like this is a shoe-in for Broner to win because Hammering Hank has 12 defeats, 6 more than Ivan Redkach.
Yeah.
So they feel like it's just a give me, and they're going to be broadcasting that pay-per-view for $39.99.
Dang.
So they feel like it's a totally one-sided fight. Like what the hell? People are not really happy. What do you guys think about that?
Well, first I want to say thank you guys for coming out here, and the new people that came out here to check out the channel. Thank you for coming out here. We're just today's Throwback Tuesday, but we'll be talking about Broner, Redkach, and and Bozy as well. So just throwback. But yeah, what do you guys think about all of that stuff? Oh no, the music is on, right?
Wait, hold on.
Okay, cool.
Calm down,
All right,
mister.
all right.
You need to chill.
I don't want to
Okay,
dance.
ready?
I told you this got
3,
Dan running.
2.
Hey, hey, Hey! T. Orlando Pearson, man. Just wanted to support good boxing talk. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. And yeah, no, we'll talk about all what's happening right now, and we'll talk about what had happened. You know, again,
What had happened was,
oh man, so that's what it's all about, though. You know, they were supposed to fight like a few years back, and it didn't get to happen, and then now they were scheduled to do it, and he was ready for it, and all of this stuff happened, and then now again, Lundy coming in here. What do you think about that? What do y'all think about that?
well, what's the fighting difference between Ivan Redkach and Hank? I keep wanting to say Hammering Hank, but then I feel like there's someone doing the MC Hammer dance. Can you do the MC
Can't
Hammer
touch this.
dance?
I don't know how to do that, man.
So what's the like? Is one or I mean, I guess I could look it up right
Listen,
now.
man,
Like,
I
is
just
one
got done
orthodox?
running. I just got done running, so I am really, really hype. I'm about to get some coffee real soon, and some cashew.
Yes, Khaled. Hank Lundy is now fighting Broner, so we're gonna talk about it. Even though, you know, it is what it is. As far as um, there's nothing we can do. We can't turn it around at this point. Oh, I saw something I want to touch. Someone did just ask, why is the Broner fight? Oh, Trayshawn Edwards just asked, why is the Broner fight a pay per view? Well, that's an easy answer. It's because
BLK.
it's a BLK fight, and the promised amount from what was reported, not from what I've seen, but from what was reported, Adrien Broner was promised was it 7, 8, 10?
I mean, they promised a lot of stuff.
They
so.
promised a big figure payday for 3 fights. So you
But
can't.
Lundy, though, Lundy, you know what I'm saying? Like,
They don't have it. They promised it to Broner.
I know, but I'm saying, like, if they are to make that money, it should be very challenging for both fighters to win fights, not like you just said, like a walkover, and that's why people are kind of upset about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is again, we are literally what, like 5 weeks away. Like, what are they supposed to do?
That's crazy to me.
And the fact that again, he's the problem with these guarantee paydays.
Marquis said he heard 10 million.
Exactly, that's what it was. Yeah, that's what we heard, quote
Thank you.
unquote. I'm not going to, to stamp that as true because, of course, I haven't seen anything. But I mean, just think about that, guys. 10 divided by 3, like you guys do the math, right?
33%.
Okay.
3,330, 300,
To fight Hammering Hank.
33,000, 33.
30 and a third.
330 and a third. At least my math, man.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you want people are going to pay for that kind of
I mean, even Broner, even the Crawford Avenesian, they how many people watch?
I don't know. That number keeps jumping around like a mother. Like, it's half the time it's like 100, then they're like 120, then 180. But I mean, but that's not even US. I thought they said that was a worldwide number. And if that's a worldwide number, that wasn't that big. Also, if that wasn't from their apps, I don't know. People in the chats could tell me, but they said that it was that there wasn't that many downloads or subscriptions for BLK. So they were using the satellite. Remember how they partnered with, I think, Comcast?
Right.
So yeah. So it's going to be really, really interesting.
Well, the thing too is that they're offering such big amount of money, but they don't have that big of a following. I mean, it's not like back in the day, HBO and Showtime, or even now Showtime. Even to get 200 or 100,000 is already hard for Showtime already.
Yeah.
It wasn't like back in the days where it would go to 1 million. When Floyd and Pacquiao would sell them. So nowadays, people don't really. I mean, they probably had their own. Back in the days when the box.
I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid.
And everybody say back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But someday, anyways.
Hey, Marquet or Marquis,
Marquis.
Marquis says sources say. The thing is, I hate saying sources say because the source is never revealed, and the source could be my 9-year-old son. So I'd rather just say allegedly, or
Allegedly,
or what,
right.
because I feel like when you say source, you're putting a stamp that they're actually credible. And you don't freaking know
Well, some people
anymore.
will be like, sources say near the donaires, or sources say blah blah blah.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
well there's them
there's only
people.
two people that's really talking for me, and that's me and you.
Yeah.
You and me together. Nah.
Actually, you know what? I take it back. I actually like you working out before because
I'm hype.
yesterday
I
you
am
were dead. I was like, you were like, yeah,
dude, I'm sweating like
yeah.
crazy. I got my coffee
Why do you
still.
have a hat on? No one told you put a
Well,
hat
because
on.
my hair is all over the place,
Oh
and I
my
got like
god.
6 heads. My head is like all the way up to my middle, whatever.
Rick Tim said, "Hey Rachel and Anita, what do y'all think happened to Nicholas Walters, who went into the Loma fight undefeated and quit, then vanished? You know what? He just fought. Didn't he fight in?
He was scheduled to. I don't know if he fought.
Let me
The
look.
thing about the thing about fighters who are undefeated and then are defeated, and they make those choice to quit. Like for me, I never quit, right? But for them to quit, it's it eats up on their mind. It makes them embarrassed because they quit, and then they don't feel like they can go back into the game because they're embarrassed about it. And you know what? For him, he just he was defeated by a better man at that night. And this is where it all stems from. What we experience now is mental health. If you are strong mentally, it doesn't matter if it's embarrassing. It doesn't matter if it's all of this, all of that. You made that choice, you suck it up, you own up to it, and you keep moving. But for him, it took him 10 years before he got back in the ring, I think. And or more.
I just checked BoxRec, that one that we were talking about. I don't see it, but it was a small card. It wasn't like
Yeah,
something that was
but I
highly
don't think
like.
he fought.
You don't think he fought at
No, I don't
all?
think he did. But he was
Mm.
scheduled to. But again, I believe that mental health. For him, he just couldn't face himself. He couldn't own up to why he quit.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people can't do that, and sometimes when you lose too as a world champion, it's hard to get back, and you dig yourself deeper by asking the wrong question. You're telling yourself, man, why did I lose? Or how did I lose? I can't believe I lost. Instead of like, man, how can I learn from this? How
Mm.
can I move on from this? For him, he probably was thinking, man, I can't believe I quit. It's embarrassing. Now, I lost pride, blah, blah, blah. And he got into that cycle of being buried by his own mind. And I think that's what happened to him. And this is why he disappeared for a long time.
T. Orlando said something funny with BLK Prime. They're knowingly losing money. Yes, I agree. Like, it. I don't know. I mean, like, who's even on that undercard for us to pay $39.99?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Well,
it
they
has.
had Chris Cyborg, right? So, what other female MMA fighter can go from MMA to boxing right now that is on that card? I mean, I
Right.
haven't seen really anything um about anything. Like, who else is on that card? All we keep talking about is that why is Rachel on camera? Because I'm naked. Sorry.
Naked. No.
Sorry, not sorry.
I gave her a gift. I gave her a gift the other yesterday. Well, it was a while back for Christmas, to do this facial thing. And they do this little micro needle or whatever you call them. And her face is red and swollen. She can't put no makeup and all that stuff. You know how women are. They're like, nope, I ain't going camera if I don't have my makeup on. So that's
Dude, I
exactly what
look like a
happened.
vampire. That's what I look like.
No, you look like
No,
you
I
got
look like
sunburned. She
no,
looked like she got
I look
sunburned.
like almost like Carrie. Remember when they like
Oh, with all the blood on her face?
yeah,
Yeah,
with all the
yeah,
blood. Yeah. So
yeah.
this is like side note.
Read that for me.
Okay, side note. I know you guys are gonna you guys are like, oh, this is way too girly. But basically, I got a vampire facial, and they put holes in my face, like micro needles, and so then they put blood on your face on top of it. So yeah, I look like a either Carrie or a vampire. Take your pick. Rick Tim said, you don't have to do a last question, Rick Tim. You good. Did you
Yeah,
ever
ask
try
all
to
you want.
rematch Magdaleno or Rigondeaux?
Well, the thing is, we always try to rematch somebody, but because of them or my, what do you call that? My there's too much danger for them to take me with little rewards. They're not getting paid the same amount when I was a champion. So for them, it's like I got to build up. Man, I'm still sweating. I got to build up. Get a title and then get that big payday. I mean, no one really, even now, no one's calling me out. So that's I just have too much risk, little bit of reward. So they don't want that to happen.
Kuya Stephen's in the chat.
What's up? What's up? Okay, Stefan. Yeah, man. To everybody again, thank you for coming out here. We were just talking about boxing stuff. You guys, I mean, this whole thing. I mean, the BLK Prime.
Do you feel like we just keep getting fights that we don't keep? Well, we don't. We keep getting told we're getting these fights, and we keep getting fights getting pulled. I feel like this is more in the last 6 months than it has been in the sport of boxing in any other year. I don't know. I just feel like that. And I feel like Spence and Crawford basically gave us this, well, we're just not going to, we're not going down this path. And now either someone's falling out of a fight, fights are getting canceled, there's surgeries, there's
Oh, by the way, that is my subconscious talking. I got a woman, a female subconscious. So
no,
me
I'm Jiminy
thinking
Cricket.
Jiminy Cricket. She's Jiminy Cricket. Okay, she's on my shoulder. You can't see her right now, but she's on my shoulder. So that is my subconscious talking.
Put your little guy there.
Oh yeah. There you go. So here's Jiminy Cricket. Put my coffee over here. Here's my Jiminy Cricket right there. So go ahead and talk, Jiminy Cricket.
You gotta look at Jiminy Cricket.
Huh?
You have to look at Jiminy Cricket. Rachel Cricket.
Rachel Cricket. Cricket. Yeah, no, but yeah, no, go ahead and talk.
What happened to Jiminy?
He's tired. He doesn't want to stand on my shoulder. I just gotta put him over here and shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there you go.
Okay. So no.
Yeah, no, just talk normal. Okay, normal. You sound like a little cricket anyway.
So, so ever since Crawford Spence, we keep getting told we're getting these fights, and then they're all falling through.
Yes.
Do you feel like this was like a start of this weird boxing curse that all of a sudden it's just like one after the other?
Dang, you're getting my bone, bro. All right. No, I think that chill, cricket. No, I think that the negotiation aspect, and people are negotiating themselves more and getting all these fights out, because if they're not happy with it, and sometimes, like, remember when we were talking about the Garcia fight, or back in the days when we were always told you cannot say anything to the deal because it might ruin the negotiation. And sometimes they'll go out there, man, I'm getting paid more than you, and then next thing you know,
they piss off the other guy.
Yeah, and piss off the other guy. And then the fight gets all messed up because of that.
Yeah. So you think that's why, because Spence versus Crawford, that quote unquote negotiation was so in the media, right? Like everybody was talking about it. People were talking about it on YouTube. It was on Twitter. They go back and forth. Do you think because of that, that's why a lot of these fights are not coming into fruition now, because everyone's just talking too much instead of getting the job done?
Everyone's talking too much. I think fights don't happen is because everybody's talking too much, and everybody they're like prima donnas, they're like divas, like everybody was saying. It's like they want this, they want that, but then this guy's getting this. You know what? I should get that. No, that guy's getting this. You know what? I should get this, and I should get that, and I should get this. And then this is what happens: is it explodes in people's faces, and boom, gone.
People don't like things exploding in their face.
Depends on who you're talking to.
Do y'all think Spence and Thurman should stay at 154 after their fight?
All right, this is what I don't understand. They are mandated to fight, or are they mandated to fight at 47, right?
Yes.
So they're fighting, it's supposed to be at 147, but why are they fighting at 154? That does not make sense to me whatsoever.
I think
I don't know. What do you guys think? Huh?
We should call Mauricio and have him explain this because it does not. We were at the WBC and they mandated him to
At 147.
147.
You're right.
Yeah, and everyone's like, okay, and we moved on, right? Because there was no one going to contest it, right? Because at that point, Virgil Ortiz's position, remember, that's where Roberto Diaz was talking, and they're like, no, you're mandatory for another organization,
Right.
so you can't talk, you can't be in this game, right? For
Right.
the mandatory. And then they're saying it's at 154, so it's not for any of the belts. How is
That's
he
what I'm saying.
defending a 147?
Right,
belt?
147 and you fighting at 154. What's going on here? You know, is there some type of catch weight in here that they're fighting
That's
for?
not a catch weight.
That's what I'm just
That's
saying.
a whole different weight division.
I know exactly, but what I'm saying is that does not make any sense whatsoever. Right, Jiminy Cricket? There we go.
Marquis said each fighter's purse has to be disclosed to the other party. No, sir, they do not.
No, they don't. They don't. They don't. But I think some fighters do to you know, to just rile them up or whatever. You know what I mean? So, especially if you're the promoter of yourself, you want to
No,
know.
I get that, but I mean, like, you know, like when we were with Top Rank, like it didn't matter to us what Jesse Magdaleno was making. Like we
Right.
made what we made,
yeah,
what
yeah,
we were supposed to make,
right.
according to our contract. So I can give a, you know,
See, he even Zenith even think it was a catch weight.
when you say Zenith, it sounds like you have a list.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about.
Zenith,
What if I start talking with the list?
is
This is what I'm gonna say.
No,
When I'm talking to
that's-
everybody, I'm just gonna say it
stop
like
it.
this. I'm just gonna talk with the list. Why not? I can
Zenith
talk whatever I want.
360. Well, if you said Zenith 360
Zenith.
with a list, Zenith
Zenith.
360.
Zenith 360.
Yeah, you did it.
Zenith 360.
Yeah.
That's right. Forget this. I'm just gonna talk with the list.
No, don't.
Why not?
Okay. So
I identify as a man with the list.
I identify as a 21-year-old, but there goes that. So sorry. So
Zenith
yeah, so they said it was
360.
He thought it was a catch weight. Yeah, he thought it was a catch weight. No, okay, so let's go through
I'm
this.
still sweating like crazy, man. I love running in the morning.
135,
130.
140, 147, 154, 160.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
stop it. So those are.
Stop it. No, you stop it. You can't tell me what to do. Stop saying that.
So that's those are the weight division, guys. So if it was gonna be
So 140, 147, 154, 160. Yes.
168.
168.
Mm-hmm.
175. Yes.
Yes.
So.
No, I'm saying that 154 is an actual weight division.
Yes, it's not. It's not a what? Yeah, it's not. It's not a catch because that's another. You know, that's another weight division. Why are you sinking so deep? There you go.
Yeah, it's another way. Well, and who is that one? Where did Thurman fight last? Okay, hold on. Now I gotta look this up. Where did Thurman? Hold on. Where? You remember? Because we were at that fight.
Thurman and the Mexican kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were at that fight.
Yeah.
That's where Sean Gibbons was trying to attack you.
Attack you? Well, he was trying to. He can
No,
try all he wants.
He wasn't going to try to punch me. He was
No,
try
he's
to punch
not.
you.
He's not gonna. He's not gonna. He tried to punk me, but he got punked. He ran out.
And
then he came out with 3 bodyguards at the end of the night.
Yes, he did.
I guess I'm that scary.
You are scary.
Maybe I'll have to put the list on to get to be more
stop.
less scary.
Okay, Mario Barrios.
Mario Barrios, that's right. With Thurman, that's the one we went to. Yeah.
145. Okay, so it was a 147 because Barrios weighed in at 46 and a quarter. So where the hell did we get 54?
We got 54 from maybe Spence not being able to make weight. What do y'all think? Ooh.
So, but wouldn't
what?
I'm still not understanding how this is mandatory. There's no
yeah,
belt
it's not
on
a
the
mandatory,
line.
but I mean,
so he's not defending his belt.
I mean, for me, that's what I'm saying. It's like you're fighting for 147, but then you're fighting at 154. You're not. That's not a man. That's not a belt to fight on.
No,
because you're not weighing in at 147. So if Mauricio did give that a go, that I would not understand. Maybe it's just a 10 round for them. But if they do make it, that just doesn't make sense to me.
A 10-round fight? Who's gonna want to watch Spence? Not saying that we don't want to watch Spence, but why would we want to watch a 10-round fight?
Yeah, Marquis said, I think both are having trouble. So
Really? Keith doesn't. I mean, Keith looks like he's trimmed out. He does not look like he's that big.
I think it's more of Spence, because he's always been saying that he want to move up to 154. He's just holding the fight because of Bud. So I think that he can't make the weight. But then again, that's just me on what he has been saying in the past, that he want to go and move up to 154. What?
I don't think that it just sounds freaking weird, man.
And that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make
sounds
sense to me
off.
that they're fighting for 154 when they are managed to be fighting for 147, WBC 147. What is it, WBC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he has a WB. Well, yeah, that's where he's mandated.
Yeah.
I don't think Thurman's even ranked in any of the other organizations in 47. And again, they're both ranked in 47, not 54. So why are we fighting at 54?
You had me on that. I don't know. So all it is I want to see the fight, but it doesn't make sense in how they were supposed to fight for the title at 147 when they are fighting at 154.
What is that? Does this say Dank Father? Dank Father? Donk Father? I can't read it from here. Dark Father. Nope. I don't know what that says. But it says, tread lightly. The Spence fanboy is going to flip. Hey, listen, the Spence fanboys cannot flip on me because I was talking about even how Crawford stuff, what he was doing on a negotiation table, and they flipped. I mean, they could flip on me. Whatever.
I'm saying
I mean, we're all just saying,
I'm
like,
just
we don't get
trying
it.
to make sense of the whole thing, because they are supposed to be fighting at 147 for the title or for whatever, and they are weighing in at 154. Does that even make sense that you are fighting at 47 but you're weighing in at 54?
Okay, we are going to read this one, and you're dancing. Go.
Hey, 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 boom. I love that. My son made that music. Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
Can you read that for me?
Sure. Hold on.
My glasses.
So Stormy B-Man said, it makes all the sense in the world if he doesn't want to give Thurman a title shot. Great business sense, actually. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, I mean,
he's protecting his belt.
If they are fighting at 54 without being, that's what I'm saying. It's like, is the belt included in it, or is it just a 10-round fight? Is what I'm saying. Now, if the belt is included, then it should be at 47. But if the belt is not included, then yes, 154 is fine, and it should be a 10-round fight, right?
It should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that going to be enticing for people, knowing that it's just a 10-round fight? There's nothing behind that.
Oh, everyone in the chat said bless me. Thank you, guys.
Bless you. So that's all I'm saying is it makes sense. You fight, you want to protect your belt, go for it, right? But is it a 10-round fight and it's not included into the fight?
T. Orlando said, Errol said, you can get the fight, but not the title shot. Thurman is just chasing a payday.
Okay. So it's just a regular fight.
Thank you, Stormy B Man.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Yeah, so it's just a fight, right?
It's just a fight. I guess a stay busy fight that's mandatory. You see, okay, the reason why we're talking about
this is what I'm saying.
Wait.
So this is a fight, right? This is a fight between Thurman and Spence. Now, regardless of the outcome of the fight, is Thurman still mandated to fight him at 147? That is the question.
Listen, guys, the reason why we're even talking about this is because if we're in the boxing business and we don't understand it either,
it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. But I mean, I get what T. Orlando's saying, or was it Stormy B said that he just doesn't want him to have that title shot because I mean, I would think he would want to get the title, the mandatories out of the way, so then he suffices one of the belts, that the 3 that he has, because they're not going to sit on the side forever. He's going to end up having to fight one of these guys.
Now, I got a question on that. is he gonna be stripped of the belt knowing that he didn't fight for his mandatory?
Not if it's sanctioned by WBT.
Well, if it's sanctioned, that's exactly what I'm talking about. It does
Stormy
not
B,
make
we
sense to
did
me.
read your super chat. We're talking about it right now.
Yeah, we're talking about it.
I guess you missed it.
Which one?
Did he super chat again? No, right? That's the one that's on the screen.
On the panel?
Yeah, that's on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Star Review. That's the one we're talking about. That
Yeah, that's what we're talking about right now. What you said, that does it make it makes sense that he's not fighting for the belt and it should be just a regular fight. Now, is it enticing for people to watch the fight? That's another question because there's nothing on the line. Second is if it's sanctioned, I just don't get it. Why is it sanctioned when it's just a regular fight? Now, if it's not sanctioned, is Spence getting stripped of the belt because what's that?
T. Orlando said, I thought the sanctioning body said this will actually satisfy as mandatory.
How? How?
I don't know. How said they care about?
If he isn't fighting for the mandatory, which is at 147, so does that mean that I get to fight at 130 or 126 for my 118 belt if I have 118 belt? Does that even make sense to me? Does that make sense to you guys?
I don't know.
So I'm like, okay, I'm a 118 world champion, and then I'm mandated to fight. You know what? I don't want to make the weight. I'm gonna fight at 126. So does that? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I honestly think that we should just call Mauricio and invite him to the channel and have him explain this to us.
We should,
because I don't get it. I really don't. and he would probably know, like, if he's sanctioning the fight, what is it for? Right? Is this to fulfill something? Is it for a trinket belt? Like,
yeah.
I mean, it'd be really cool to see a different kind of trinket belt because we always see the ones that Canelo has, and they're so pretty. Remember, we've always seen those ones. They're really pretty.
Some people here said, regardless what weight it is, they're still gonna watch the fight. I mean, it's a great fight, regardless of what weight.
It's a great fight. I'm not saying that at all that it's not.
I'm just saying that some people want
to understand.
Well,
I want to understand.
Not just want to understand, but I'm talking about as a fan, they want to see the fight regardless of whether it is a title or not. But some people want that title because it makes them feel like, they got the 2 extra rounds in there. You know what I'm saying? So it makes them feel like their money is worth watching the fight.
Look, because it's a championship round.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what it's called.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's not like Spence is an up and comer. So like we want to see those long.
Well, everybody want to see Spence and Thurman. I think I want to see that fight.
No, I think that fight will be super.
I think it should have done a long time ago, but we still get the fight now. And I think it's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah. Well, that's
well, yeah, but just to understand this whole system of being mandated to fight at 147, but fighting at 154, and still, they fighting for 12 rounds. See that I don't.
Oh my gosh.
See that I don't understand is because if he is fighting for 147, but they're fighting at 154, why can't I? If when I have the belt at 118, and I don't want to fight at 118, I want to fight at 126. Why can't I be weighing at 126 then?
I don't know. I'm confused. I feel
that
like we should
that I just don't understand.
Well, does that mean that you could pick someone in the 22 division but then you wouldn't be defending your belt?
Yeah. So Stephen Zen said, Mauricio needs to make sense.
Make this make sense. No, 100%. That's why
why we're having this conversation, because for me, it doesn't make sense. I like the fight. I want to see the fight regardless if it's championship or not. I want to see the fight. But to fight a 147 title eliminator or whatever it may be, or defense at 154 does not make sense to me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, I totally get it. It doesn't make sense to me either. And I think, for us, it's not like we're not saying, hey, we're not going to watch the fight. We just want to understand.
Yeah, we just want to understand.
That
Maestro, thank you. Thank you for love. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the whole thing is being in the boxing game. Things do move around And things
We're
like
just
this.
trying to make sense of it.
Well, it also sets a precedence, though.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
if
what I'm
this is
saying.
happening,
That's exactly what I'm saying. It's like, you know what? I'm fighting at 118. You know what? Forget that. I get a belt at 115. I'm gonna weigh in at 122, and he's gonna come up at 122, but I'm defending it at 115 belt. Does that even make sense to me?
no, but the belts are not on the line.
They're saying it's 12 rounds.
It's just 12 rounds because they want it to be 12.
Yeah, but they but they said it satisfied the mandatory or the mandatory position or whatever.
We just need to call Mauricio. There's
We
too
definitely
many.
gotta call Mauricio and have him in the show.
Brock said WSB hasn't made sense since the franchise belt stuff.
The franchise belt. I mean, they have all kinds of belts, you know, and I think it's good that the organization or the whatever it is that's telling them that they can't have all this belt and they have to compress everything.
ABC.
Yeah, the ABC, they have to compress everything, and I think it's good to compress everything rather than have like 20 champions. You know what I mean? So yeah, but I still can't put it together. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Still, I still want to see the fight. That's for sure.
This is T. Orlando said this is a bad precedent, but money talks, and this is a big fight, and it appears ESG wouldn't agree to it otherwise.
I mean, we know money talks. You know, I'm just for us fans and try to make sense of it all. We're asking those questions because it doesn't make sense. You know, it's just like, you know what? I'm a fight at 126, but I'm defending at 120 and at 115.
That's the question. Is it a defense?
Well, if the mandating the you know the if he's mandated and it satisfied the mandatory, that means it satisfied that. That means they are fighting for the 147 because it satisfies the mandatory.
I get it. I just want to hear it from Mauricio's mouth. I don't know where these reports are coming from. I don't know if they're a source or from my son, 9-year-old Jarrell. So I want to ask, like, I want to hear it from Mauricio. What is this fight? Like, why is this fight this way?
Yeah.
And how does it satisfy? Is this something other fighters can do? Yeah. Is that, Storm B-Man said, remember Spence never wanted to fight Thurman, who ducked him for years. Agreement terms may have given Thurman the nerve to take the fight. Either way, Arrow won't lose his belts. This is true. Yeah, no, he's not going to lose his belts if they're not on the... Okay, so they can't be a mandatory and him not lose his belts, though. Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
you can't be in both. It can't be on both sides.
No, you can't be like, okay, well, so I'm sufficing my mandatory, but if I lose to you,
that's why
you don't
I'm trying
get
to
my
make
belt.
sense. I'm trying to make sense of all of this because you don't lose your belt, but then it satisfies the mandatory. What does that mean?
I don't know.
I'm going back to the list. Forget this stuff. I just don't understand this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
All right, guys, it's about that time that we drop the link.
Yeah, come and hang out with me, man, and chop it up with me because I'm trying to make sense of all of this stuff. And again, this is a Throwback Tuesday too. So if you have anything to go back into, have a conversation of, let's do it.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, I'm still trying to make sense in my head.
No, I'm gonna text Mauricio and see if he can come over to the channel and explain this. But I mean, honestly, we don't even have the fight. He might not want to talk about it until the fight's actually signed.
Because so there's not even signed.
Well, there's no date yet.
Well, Brock said probably a catch weight thing.
There's no catch weight at a different weight. And then the weight that no one's in. It's
still a catch weight. I mean,
they're both at 147. How are you going to say catch weight is between two fighters at two different weights? Yes?
Yeah, but you got to make the
Who's at 154?
Both of them.
No, they're not.
Both of them.
Both are fighting at 147.
They don't want to lose the weight at 147. So they're catching the weight at 154.
What is the definition of a catch weight? I'm going to look it up.
Definition of catch weight is to catch the weight. The definition of it is both. Yeah, I said both are at 147, but they don't want to fight at 147. They don't want to lose damn weight. That's what I'm saying. So it catches it.
Okay, see, this doesn't make sense. Okay, a negotiated weight limit for a sports event that does not fall within the traditional weight class divisions. But it falls in the traditional weight class division because there's a 154.
Then make it 153 or 155.
Yep, catch weight is because there's not a
Jesus,
division
Brock said
there.
152.
150.
Sold. Oh, man. Yeah.
T. Orlando said, I don't want to lose weight either, but if I'm gonna make 10 million for a fight, I'm gonna
Lose the damn
lose
weight.
the weight.
Dude, I'll gain 20 pounds. I'll gain 50 pounds, for 20
No,
million.
you're not. Jeez, you would look so nasty.
I look like Broner.
As long as you don't grow out. Can you even grow out your
No,
beard?
if I grow out my beard, I look like those Chinese master with the Fu Manchu, with the long beard on one side, because I can't grow them all. So
Why can't you grow one side?
I'm spotty. I'm spotty all over the place.
Why?
I don't know why.
Because of boxing?
No. Tell that to my DNA, my ancestors. We just can't grow up a full
Can your
beard.
dad?
My dad, he can do it a little bit, yeah. But mine goes all the way up here. My dad's is just on the side, like lower side. But on
And
the
you
spot
can't
over here,
you can't do lower side.
patches. I got patches. Look, Brock said Broner 160 easy. También.
There you go. Hold on. Doorbell. Ding dong.
There it is.
What's going on, champ? Much respect.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for coming out, man. So yeah, does that make sense to you though? The 154?
No, I jumped on just because I wanted to know if you don't understand it and your wife don't understand it, and this is your wife. I mean, I think I can safely call it a duck. I know you can't right now because you gotta be political, but it's a duck.
Yeah, man. I'm just saying, like, I mean, the contract's not signed yet. So for me, they are supposed to be mandated at 147, but they're fighting at 154, right? So, but then it satisfied the mandatory fight. So if he wins or loses the fight, whatever, it's satisfied. But then you can't get the belt. So that don't make sense to me at all, because you're fighting at 154, but then it satisfies the 147. But then he can't. If he wins the fight, he can't get the belt. So that doesn't make sense to me at all.
No, it doesn't. Listen, whenever you start talking with your hands, it's baffling. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm just all over the place.
This is totally 180 from where he was yesterday. Everything I would talk about yesterday, he was like, "Yep." I'm like, "Can you expound on yep?"
I just got done working out, so I'm hype. I'm a hype.
Yeah, this one makes absolutely no sense. And
no, we don't.
It satisfies, but it's at another weight class. Is he coming back down to 147? Is he campaigning at 154?
Right.
Does he drop the belt? When does the timeline start from the WBA or the IBF stripping him? Don't know anything, but just know that he fulfilled needs on a non-title fight against a guy he said he'd never fight again.
I don't know, man. Was it Boost when I talked to? Where he said if he goes up to 154, he ain't coming back down to 47?
Yes.
Yeah, Boots. I talked to him last week, and
Give me some nuts.
Here you go.
Not your nuts. Well, I mean those nuts.
Busted nuts.
Just give me the. Oh my god,
Cashew,
forget it. It's too early. What is wrong with you?
All right. No, but what I'm saying, Boots was saying if he goes up to 154, he ain't going back down to 147. So for Spence to go back to go at 154 and then fight at 147. I mean, I can't make sense of all of this, man. It's early in the morning. I just got done running and I'm trying to get this stuff on. My head is sweating. I'm just trying to make sense of all of it. You know what I'm saying? Because he doesn't lose his belt, but then it's pretty much fighting at 147 because the mandatory has been taken out because of this fight.
Well, and let's just let's look at it this way. What's going to happen to Crawford? Who's he going to fight now?
Yeah.
If he doesn't come back, or do you think he's going to chase him up to 154?
Well, that's what he said.
Yeah, he said he's going to chase him.
He said he's
He
gonna
told
fight at
us
154.
somebody from his camp was on one of my guys' shows, and they said that they're going lion hunting at 154. This was almost a year and a half ago if he couldn't get the Earl fight. So he said that they were going to chase him at 154 and prove who really wants this fight.
Right.
Wow. Really looking like Bud really wants this fight. He's doing everything to paint Earl into a corner.
I think there's a lot beyond all of this stuff. I mean, I remember him saying that he wanted to fight the Jamel, at 154. So I mean, both of these guys need to either go up in weight, or make it happen 147, or go up in weight and fight. You know what I mean? Because a lot of this shit don't make sense to me no more.
No, it really doesn't. But it does to the Earl fans.
Are you gonna watch the fight? You gonna watch the Thurman and EJ? EJ fight.
I'm gonna stream it.
Okay, but it interests you.
I'm joking.
But I mean, like, this fight interests you, though.
Back in the 90s, we have this box.
The chip,
yeah. Oh, the black box?
Yeah.
Dude, that's old.
That's old. And I remember.
I don't think people do that anymore.
No, I'm just saying, like, they do that stuff. They got Cody, they got all this other stuff where people can stream and all that stuff.
Yeah, but it's not the black box anymore. You remember the black box, right?
Yeah, I remember the black box. That's what I'm saying. That was
showing our age. We're showing our age.
Oh man, everybody in my neighborhood had that stuff, man.
There was no such thing as streaming.
Nah, it was no streaming. I mean, we got everything for free.
Yeah.
Back in the days, we would be watching that TV when we didn't have the box. We were watching the TV. We would go and was it Playboy and then all that
What in the world are you talking about now?
I don't know. I'm just going to the left, to the right.
Like, talking about nuts, and now you're talking about Playboy.
You was talking about the nuts.
It is 10 o'clock in the morning.
No, I'm just saying. Back in the days when at least for us guys, we watch Playboy and stuff like that, and you can't really see nothing. But if you stay there for a long time, you repeat channel, the screen kind of freezes. And then
nobody in this chat is gonna admit that they're doing what you did.
I'm doing that. I did that.
They'll be like, "Nah, bro. I'm sorry. You're on your own."
I was like, "Oh, that was a titty. Oh, that was a titty."
But yeah, champ, I appreciate you letting me on. I just wanted to come up here and if you don't understand it, and this is your business, I think I can safely call it a duck.
I'm just saying, I just don't understand, man. I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. I gotta go ask Mauricio and how and why, or to just explain this whole thing, man, because like I don't understand it. Like you said, my hands is talking all over the places because I just don't understand any of it. Me
neither. But thanks, champ. Appreciate you letting me on.
Thanks for coming out, brother. I appreciate it.
You want to plug something, your channel?
Yeah, you want to plug your channel. You all got to help each other out. You know what I mean?
I'm about to change the name, but it's Pop a Lot of Shit James, and the Smoke Session is my podcast.
Smoke Session. So yeah, man. Let's all work together. Let's like, subscribe. You know what I mean? So yeah, and I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for coming out.
No problem. Thanks, champ.
Yeah, so he doesn't understand it. I don't understand it, but I do want to watch the fight. That's for sure. 100%.
No, it's going to be a good fight, regardless, for sure. Ding dong. You press ding dong.
Oh.
Hey,
Get
Smoke.
the smoke. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, people? How you guys doing?
Good, man.
Vegas.
Thanks for coming out, bro.
The Philippines. Yeah.
Bay Area.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. You went from the the fuzzy TV days when you had to like
the fuzzy TV days.
Maybe Areola show up every 5 minutes.
I got it.
I'm with you. We following it. But I have a question. I actually like your thoughts on two fights in the lower weight classes. This Rabisi versus Dogbay fight, and then the Lara versus Lee Wood fight. What are your thoughts of those two fights? Do you have the breakdown who you think wins, or do you have a pick yet?
Which one?
Dogbo
who?
And Rabisi Ramirez.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Dogbo's not fighting Magsayo. He was.
Because Magsayo's fighting Figueroa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just tell everyone.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Because it came out, didn't it?
Oh, wait, Stephen Fulton's not taking that fight. Oh, yeah, that's right. They did.
Oh, no.
Yeah. They did.
I'm not sure. I'm just hearing all this stuff. So You know, yeah, I'm not sure because like, yeah, I'm trying to think of all this stuff where I heard it from. But
Right.
Yeah,
anyways,
I heard the Figueroa and Fulton fight was on like either fell apart or was falling apart. I didn't know that they like already had replacement guys. Um, but yeah, I feel like I heard that somewhere too about
yeah,
Maxeo and Figueroa. But I think they were just
yeah.
floating names. I don't know.
I mean, a lot of people are gonna speak on something, you know. And again, I can't uh make sure, or I can't. What's the
Confirm
word?
or deny.
Confirm,
Yeah, I
yeah.
can't confirm.
But Dogbo did say he was going a different direction with the belt. So
Okay,
and Rabisi was that was already announced for
Oh
what
wait a
day was it?
minute. So wait a minute. Dogbo and Rabisi are not fighting.
No, they
no,
are. No,
they
I
are.
said
They
that
announced
he
that one. Yeah,
instead of Dogbo going the WBC route, I thought he was going IBF route. And
right.
so that's where the Ramirez fight is coming in, right?
There you go.
And then I thought they announced the date. So yeah, go ahead and start talking about
Yeah, no, I can't.
files.
All the thing is like you talk with people, and that's what they're saying, and I there's no confirmation. I'm just hearing things,
But what do you think of the fight, like stylistically?
I'm not too familiar with the other kid, you know. But Dogbo's been there in the war with a lot of people, and he's a tough guy, but he's very vulnerable. He's been dropped so many times, you know, or he's been hurt so many times. With the other kid, I forget his name, but he's a tough guy. Now, if the other kid can box him well, use the jab and all that stuff. I mean, I don't. Again, I'm not gonna pretend I know the other guy's
Uh,
style.
okay. Do you remember you know the Abraham Nova guy? He just fought Adam Lopez this past weekend.
Uh huh.
He fought Rabisi. That's the Rabisi knocked him out. They like, was it like last year? You know, they fought like fairly recently, but they both are undefeated. But that's the guy that they gave Adam Nova's first loss like
So
last year.
Rabisi, is he a puncher?
Yeah.
Okay. A teacher's saying Rabisi by devastating KO. That's what he's a. Now, if he's a puncher, and we know Dogbo is easily hit, you know, he's a tough guy, but he is the type of person that gets in front of you, and he's so easily hit, uppercuts, hook, and all that stuff. And we've seen him get hurt, you know, with what's his name, Bakero, the other guy, the Mexican
Navarrete.
guy, Navarrete, you know, and he, you know, even the other kid, the other Mexican kid, that got him, um, that dropped Oscar Valdez, I forget his name. Um, he, you know, he hurt Dogbo. I was there at the fight. We were there at the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when they were going back and forth? I think the monster was fighting the main event in that fight.
Was that the Das Marinas one?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
in June.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So Dogbo got hurt a lot, and I think it's just a matter of time before your brain gets scrambled, man. If you get hit so many times like that, and you've been dropped so many times, I mean, you become, you know, glass jaw. You become brittle, you know. And I have to go with the kid that I don't know how he fights, but if you're saying that he is, you know, he is a puncher too, I mean that in itself is a big thing for me to go on to Robisi's side.
Yeah. I kind of liked Dogbo's like progress under Barry Hunter. He seems to
Okay.
be a little bit more, I don't know, like technically sound. He just seemed to be like a little bit all over the place, especially like in the Navarrete, back in those Navarrete days. But yeah, he's probably getting knocked out. He's still right there.
I'm
like
just
you
saying,
said,
because if
like
you've
you
been
said.
knocked out for so many times, you've been hurt so many times. I mean, it's just a matter of time before your body just has that trigger where you get hit and just blank out. Yeah.
Who was the other one, Smoke, that you were asking?
I'm on mute.
Yeah, you were on mute.
I'm like, what you say, mute? Smoke.
The Lee Wood Mauricio Lara fight.
Ooh. Hey, that Lara guy came in though, man. You know, and I gotta go with the Mexican guy. Is he Mexican?
Yeah, yeah. He lifted the belt off of Warrington.
Yeah, that's the guy that beat Warrington.
Man,
And we know Wood. He got some. That's the guy that beat the Irish kid, right? That
Yeah.
dropped
12
him.
round, 12 round knockout.
Yeah,
Kind of thing,
I gotta go with Lara coming in there and pressing him, because the only reason the other kid got the Irish kid Mick is because he got tired. And I know these Mexican guys, they are the type to just go out there and balls out and and do their thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta go with the tough kid.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
the
T said
convincing.
Conlon. Yeah. Mick Conlon, Michael Conlon.
Yeah, people saying that was like a fight of the year candidate. I think just because of the dramatic fashion, he came back. You needed knockout to win, and he got it.
I mean, it's always fun. You knock the guy down early on, and then he takes you out later on. That's like Rocky stuff right there. And this is why Rocky is a movie, because people want that stuff. So yeah, what else, Smoke? What else you got?
I don't know if you heard the news, and this is like kind of a nothing burger of a fight to begin with, and the other one's a nothing burger, so it's not that big a deal. But like the Adrien Broner is swapping out Ivan Redkach for Hank Lundy,
Right.
BOK Prime. I don't know. It's hard for me to get excited about Adrien
I
Broner. I
mean,
don't know about you.
it's very hard to get excited about because you already kind of see things, and it's just short notice now. Or I mean, he can still get in shape, but it's just different. It's just different now. It's a different fight, because they've been wanting to fight for a long time, and there's like a little rivalry and all that. But to change it and I mean, people are just I don't know.
Well, Smoke, do you know who's on the undercard? Because that's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Like $39.99 for Adrien Broner and Lundy. Who's on the undercard? Is there another female MMA turned boxer on the undercard, like Chris Cyborg or?
I have no idea. I wouldn't mind seeing Chris Cyborg again against like a somebody with who's there
better.
Yeah, just somebody better, right? Someone who can chest her. I wouldn't be mad at that. I have no idea who's next at all. And even like what's the next signing? Like, hey, maybe Manny Pacquiao come and bless BOK Prime, right? He's looking for dates.
Hey, if they're throwing all those money, man,
go get
people
some.
are gonna come out.
Risen though.
Huh?
He just signed with Risen, but I don't know if that's just Manny.
Who's Risen?
Risen's that one in Japan.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, the one that Floyd fought his first that first that first exhibition against that little blonde dude. Yeah, that was a Risen guy.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
But he signed with Risen or Risen for I don't know. It didn't say exhibition just only though. So but then he also signed with McGregor's guys before. So I'm not really sure how this works.
Yeah, what's it called?
McGregor's guys.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, shit, man. There's just so many. I mean, there's good fight, but then there's fight that needs to happen, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of good fights to happen this year, but people are kind of,
Okay, let's look at it. Spence Crawford fell through. Then we got Tank and Ryan falling
Garcia.
through, and then we have Stanionis who has surgery, and then there was something. This one fell through.
Charlo got a broken hand.
Charlo got broken hand. We were supposed to go on that January 25th.
Yeah.
And then so that's 5 already.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm like, we're supposed to go to the Ray Vargas one.
Right.
And I'm like, I really don't even want to book our tickets or get refundable plane tickets.
Yeah.
In case anything damn happens, because I'm at this point where I'm like, nah, this has been happening way too long.
Who else is fighting?
Well, what?
Who else is fighting?
Where?
The fights we have signed. So apparently, but this doesn't. They're saying, or the scuttlebutt is, we got Haney and Loma signed. That's what they're saying to Bob Arum. That's what apparently that's what the rumor is. But I feel like that signing would be like bigger, right? It would be bigger than Bob Arum's just said so.
Yeah, Bob's like,
Well,
Well,
Bill
the
Haney.
Loma and
Wait, no, Bill just started his YouTube channel.
oh, Bill just did
Yeah, like I saw it. Like people were saying that Bill now has his own
his own channel.
So he hasn't gone live yet. It's a bunch of like snippets and stuff. But
Oh yeah,
I mean, like for him to want to say what he's gonna say, he's probably gonna say it there and nowhere else anymore.
yeah. I mean, man, if it's news, you know, that it's signed. I mean,
Yeah,
if it's coming from Bob, I mean, you know, then that's
where it sounds right now. It sounds like it's coming from people saying it's coming from Bob.
oh.
Oh
So they're
God,
saying,
here we
no,
go
so they're saying,
again.
That's what it
they're saying,
feels like,
yeah,
right?
my boy said from his friend
Yeah,
to
yeah.
his
Bob
friend
said, yeah,
that he
exactly.
said he heard from his friend that Bob said this.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. It seems like I'm seeing like channels saying that Bob said it's like April 15th or something, but I don't know. I just feel like it's a bigger fight than if they actually had a date for that, it'd be just kind of more news. I would expect it to be more news.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't there Smoke? Correct me if I'm wrong, but weren't they saying that they didn't want to do anything like around Ramadan
Oh,
or
sorry, not
anything?
April, May 20th. Yeah, like May,
May.
right?
Okay, okay,
It's May
okay,
20th.
Okay.
Yeah, it was May
okay.
May 20th, and that is Ramadan.
So they're doing it during,
Yeah, like the Ramadan is in May this year.
but I thought he didn't want to fight during Ramadan.
Yes, he didn't. Right, he doesn't want to fight during Ramadan, but Loma does, and I guess that's where it makes the most sense. I mean, maybe there's a bunch of events in April already. I don't know.
I don't know, man. That's
I don't know. I've
that's
never.
a formula of another fight not happening.
Well, no, but they were saying. I mean, for the you know the first one.
Yeah.
Well, no, sorry. Devin Haney versus Cambosos in June.
Right.
Like they were questioning. Remember, we were even
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah,
It. I was like,
yeah.
well, is he a practicing? And they're like,
Right.
no, he practices Ramadan. Do you think that that's going to affect him in his fight
Yeah.
against Cambosos and all this stuff? But if this
Oh,
is
Samuel said Ramadan is in March this year.
No,
okay,
March?
okay.
What? No, Don. Hold up. Let me make
It says
sure.
Ramadan is in March. I mean, you know,
I don't know.
Ramadan in March? I'm pretty sure they've been talking about May for the whole thing, but let me.
maybe it's another M. Could be May instead of March.
Or March instead of May.
Yeah.
Because yeah, the issue with Devin was they were pushing it back, so it took a long time, and it was Ramadan, so like
Oh,
March
it's
wouldn't be
March.
an issue.
Oh, it
It's
is March.
March.
It's
March
March. They said it's
22
March.
to April 21. So
Okay,
that'll
so
give
they
him.
can fight in May.
It'll give him a month to
Mhm.
without Ramadan if it's in May.
I mean,
March
so
and April. Okay.
Ramadan is just you can't eat anything, right? And
Well,
During
until the sun sets.
until sunset.
It's like
and you can't
Eid,
do
right?
nothing. You
And
can't
then you
train
can
or
do.
anything like that.
I mean, you can do stuff. I mean, there's restricted work, but the issue really is just the eating and drinking. So you're gonna be exhausted, right?
Because for me, I don't eat.
No, but I mean, like, does that like I get it in different parts
well,
of the
if
world.
it's religious wise, right?
No. What I'm saying, and we've talked about this when when we've been jet lagged, we live in Vegas. It doesn't freaking matter.
Right.
Right. So if he's here in Vegas, he's training in Vegas, it doesn't matter. You get the key to the gym, you train, you sleep during the day and you wake up at like, when the sun almost, when the sun goes down, you eat, then you go to the gym. You just change your time. It doesn't really matter here in
Yeah.
Vegas.
Yeah.
There's restaurants open all over the place.
Yeah. I mean, if that's the case, I mean, for me, I do a lot of fasting. So for
There we
me,
go. Samuel said no eating or drinking from
Yeah.
sunrise to sunset. That's
No-
easy in Vegas.
no eating and drinking. That's it, though, right? You can you work out in between? You know, Samuel, can you work out in between? Can you do some stuff, or is it just because strictly praying?
No, you live your life. No, you can you go out, you live your life. I mean, but also it's like practice different places, like different ways, different world, but different parts of the
Okay.
world. But like when I was in Senegal and I was in India in Muslim parts, right? I was Senegal is just like for mostly Muslim, but anyway.
Okay, so
But
you
yeah,
can.
yeah,
Okay,
but
so you
both times
can.
during Ramadan, yeah, they were just like they were like it's the Eid, right? It's the breaking of the fast that's like the thing. They do celebrations like parties and all that stuff. But for the most part, you just kind of live your life and you're just not eating or drinking and you just, you're supposed to be in meditation, but there's not like you're not living your
Right.
life. I think.
I mean, for me, Sunday night, I don't eat, and then Monday I'll spar and I don't eat. Tuesday I'm training and I don't eat. Wednesday I'm training strategically. My body's weak now on that time. but that's already 4 days of not eating, or three and a half. I don't eat, and then Thursday night, that's I have my off day is Thursday, and Thursday night I'll eat because I'm sparring on Friday. So Monday and Friday is where I spar, but for that 4.5 days, I don't eat at all.
Can
And
you
this is
explain to them why you do that
so
though?
I do that because I just it has a lot of healing factors for me. When you go into fast, you trigger autophagy. When you trigger autophagy, it recycles all your cells, dead cells, damaged cells, and create new cells for you. So it's longevity, and this is why I can still, like, if I have injuries here with fasting, usually a lot of that
Pushed out
is
quicker.
pushed out, or recycled to new cells. So I do a lot of that, and because I want my system to get clean, um, instead of focusing on digestion, I'm focusing on healing. So that's why I do a lot of that stuff, and this is why for me I don't got no problem with making weight at all. Is because of the fact that I fast and that I train, and I don't get. I mean, in the first time I did it, or the first few times I've done it, I got so tired, it was I didn't have no energy. But then my body just started to got used to all of that stuff. So for me, um this is where my body is. I have so much longevity is because I'm healing a lot of my body. So, if you can do it, even start off with intermittent fasting. You still trigger the autophagy, but not to the certain level of doing it water fasting for a couple of days or a few days. So that's what I do.
Well, okay, so Samuel said, however, to train or work out during the daytime with limited calories becomes very difficult. Like I said, like, and then someone asked, how do I know he's training in Vegas? I mean, like, they live in Vegas.
Yeah, I mean,
We
I've
run
always
into
seen
them
them
here.
around. But the thing is, they train
Top Rank
everywhere.
has a gym. Yeah, Top Rank has a gym,
Yeah,
and they
they
live in
go at the
Vegas.
top ranked gym all the time, and but they do go to the Bay Area as well. They go, a lot of places out there because Snack is there, and he's been working with Snack. So he does go back and forth from Vegas to the Bay Area. But I see him a lot out here. Just about a month ago or a couple weeks ago, I saw Bill,
Mhm.
at a facility. So I was there with him, but yeah, we see each other all the time. So it depends on where they want to go and where they want their train to be. That's pretty much where they can make it anywhere they want to.
Yeah. I just feel like, Vegas is just the easier one because there is no.
Everything is here.
Well, I mean, like, if he had the keys to, like, let's just say, like, DLS or Top Rank, right?
Yeah.
Like, they'll just be like, okay, here's the code, lock up, all this other stuff. You're not going to get called. The police is not going to get called on you because
Right.
Vegas is a 24-hour city. They're not going to be like, why is there someone at the gym at this late at
Right.
night? Because this is just what Vegas is.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just home, it's just home. It's you have the thing about Vegas, you got everybody in here. You got everybody in here, and you have all the facilities. They have amazing facilities and all of that stuff. YB, get up in here, YB.
He's going to laugh.
YB, Young
Yeah, so
Kingston.
you know, say I followed the
Oh.
career of many
Yeah.
Muslim fighter, and I don't know of one who has fought during the month of Ramadan.
Listen, Samuel, I
I think that Butayev Stanionis on the was that the Charlo undercard, or maybe it was the Spence Ugas undercard. But yeah, Butayev, I believe that was Ramadan, and it looked like Butayev was affected by it.
Interesting.
Butayev versus Stanionis?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take a look at it. But I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, like I mean, like if you think about so let's just put it in a fight perspective, right? If it was during Ramadan and the fight um isn't in Asia, where like in the Philippines where you fought at 12 noon, right?
Yeah.
And they have to wait to eat until the sun goes down. They're supposed to be in the ring at 7.
Yeah.
The sun doesn't set till like 6.
Yeah.
So then they have like an hour, but then they don't. I mean, they're about to step in the ring at 7, so they won't even be able to even hydrate,
Well,
have water to get into the ring.
I think it's different for different mindset, different people. Like for them, if they are very religious in that aspect, they don't really want to do anything because their mind is about being one with God or Allah, or you know what I'm saying, like
Their spiritual father.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So they don't want anything that distract their well-being of connecting,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it can affect people because that's just how people are. Sometimes they get affected because they want to be in a level of solemnness, I guess.
Well, I'm just saying, like, after the weigh-in. So let's just take it on a regular, like, fight week and stuff like that. So you
Yeah.
weigh in at like whatever 12. Let's just say 12. If it's like the zone, then they weigh in at 9, right? And then they have
Right.
the fake weigh-ins at
Oh
12.
yeah.
So they would be a normal fighter would be able to, not a normal fighter, but a non-Muslim fighter would be able to eat right after he weighs in at 9 a.m. and then
Yeah.
he has 24 plus another 12 hours to rehydrate and all that stuff before he gets in the ring.
Yeah,
But
it has
these
nothing to do with the physical, though. That's what I'm saying. Is that has nothing to do with the physical. It's about the mental aspect of the spirituality.
Mm.
Like if he is so connected to to uh to the to the religion or to Allah or to God, you know, it's like he's taking part of his faith because he has to work.
Mhm,
You get what
mhm.
I'm saying? It's not so much the physical thing about rehydrating and getting some food and all of that stuff. It's about him being taking that connection with God and separating it because he has to work.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
it's just a mental aspect, not because it's physically he can't do it, but because he wants to focus in giving thanks and giving the prayers to Allah. You
Got
know what
it.
I'm saying?
Mhm. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So I think
Samuel
that's just
said you're on point. Well, he said that's it, Nonito.
yeah. Oh yeah. See that I mean that's just pretty much what it all comes down to is people's faith is so much more stronger in that aspect of because yeah.
The thing about the Butayev and Stanionis fight, since it was an undercard fight, it was before sunset, right? So I think he was just had been fasting all day. I don't know. Maybe it was. I don't remember what part of the. Was it later on? Was it later during Ramadan? Was it the beginning of Ramadan? Or I don't know. He just seemed it to me, like from the naked eye, from the untrained eye, he seemed to be really dry and really lethargic. But that was like, yeah, like you said, it affects everybody's differently. It's their own personal connection. It's also how they
Right.
approach food and all this other stuff. Like, there's just
I
a,
mean,
a whole
a
like
man will
symbiotic.
fight, right? A man will fight regardless of what, but when a man is taken from his spiritual being, it disrupts him. It disrupts him to a point where it affects his whole system because his system, sometimes as human being we create a what's the word in
Association?
association, but in order for us to do this we have to be this, you know what I'm saying, like we have a condition, we create a condition. Like for me, for a long time, in order for me to fight, in order for me at my best, I have to pray for 'em. You know what I'm saying, like some people are like that, and if they don't get to pray, it takes away their ability to perform because there's a doubt behind their system because they have a
They didn't sacrifice.
well, they didn't sacrifice, or they didn't met the condition in order for them to be, they have to do
Connected.
this.
Mhm,
You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? So if they don't get to do this, then they don't get to become this.
But either way, from what Smoke is saying, the fight's supposed to be in May, so it's not going to be,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you
because
know,
it's
he
gonna be March, so that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more about the just staying at 135 for like half a year kind of thing, and then also having to come off of fat. I'm very interested in like what he looks like in May after Eid. Actually, I mean, like after Ramadan. Um, it's kind of an interesting thing for me. I think it's going to be a good fight. I can't wait for them to actually give us some good news, for like some real like news we can sink our teeth into versus like sort of rumors of dates and shit. I don't know.
you and me both, Smoke.
It,
You and me both.
yeah,
you,
I
you
came at
guys are
the
the
end of you guys.
researchers.
Yeah.
You guys are the researchers. You guys go out of your way to figure things out, man. So
Hey, listen, you can't. You know what? And this is maybe my OCD. My autism. Like I need to complete some things. Like there's certain. If I have questions, then I'll sit there for decades with that damn question until I get it answered. Right?
yeah,
And I don't like
same
doing.
thing with her. Same thing with her. She will go beyond climb every mountain, swim every river, or whatever.
See.
Yeah, because it
See,
just
ain't
sits
no
there.
mountain
The
high
question
enough,
just sits there
ain't no
nagging.
river,
The
wide
answer.
enough. That's her. As long as you get the answer, she'll do anything to get that damn answer.
Hey man, some question. It's very hard to progress in life without understanding what the fuck's going on for some people.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm one of
listen,
those.
Well, dude, like
that's why
the
we're talking about Spence and Thurman about being at 154, but then fighting for the mandatory at 147. That
Uh,
does not answer my question. I'm so
I'm so like that. To me, I understand that. That's like it may
how do
be
you
difficult for
understand
people.
that,
okay,
Smoke?
Smoke, explain
Okay,
it to us.
explain it to me,
Okay,
Smoke.
so right, all right. So and after that, I have a question for you. All right, so um, I believe the guy who's next up in line at 147 underneath Keith Thurman, the guy who's likely to get that shot is your Danis Ugas. Like if I'm Keith Thurman, I get the money for the Spence fight without actually having to lose my spot, and so I get to double dip and probably get a championship off of Ugas. So that's like 2 pay-per-views instead of 1. If I'm Spence, I can whether I win, lose, or draw. And this is all win, lose, or draw. This is like kind of a payday, right? It's like a gimme. Whether you win, lose, or draw, you can still either defend your belts, maybe get that undisputed fight, or you can just relinquish the belts and stay at 154. So both guys have maneuverability, right? They have room to like actually make more money if they don't do it at 147.
Smoke, I understand that. What doesn't make sense to me is the sanctioning allowing it to fight at 154 when it should be at 147.
Oh, because the sanctioning body is going to still have their thing. Like if they like their position is that it's first off it's division specific, right? So if their guy doesn't lose his position because he didn't lose at 147 and he didn't fight at 147, what's really for them to even like be upset about? Like it's not like he's fighting another guy at 147. He's going up to a different division.
But
And is it
but
is it is
at
it is it incumbent
147,
on is it even incumbent on the WBC specifically to sanction this fight? Like, can't they
Mm-hmm.
get somebody other
that's
than?
from what allegedly been said.
from
Because I can't
Uncle Joe.
yeah, from Uncle Joe. That's exactly what they've been saying is that the WBC is supposed to sanction it, at 154 because that
Yeah.
satisfy the 147 mandatory.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So let's say that it is the WBC sanction, and Maurice's talking about it. To me, this is like sort of indicative of a trend that I've seen. Like, and it started like years ago, and I think there's just like a dearth in promotional talent. And in this vacuum, like all this white noise, Mauricio Suleiman has emerged as a quasi promoter. Like he is the most vocal, the biggest face, and he's always like trying to make a splash to keep the WBC like as like I guess like synonymous with the sport. Right. So when you think of boxing, it's like some some WBC thing that's happening. Right? Whether it's
I
franchise
mean,
or like whether
right, but
it's
I'm saying,
with
thank
Tyson Fury or whatever the hell it is, it seems like the WB when there's like some kind of political controversy going on in the sport, it
I
seems
don't
that
get it,
WBC is
Smoke.
like
I
right
don't
at
get
the
it.
head of it, right?
I just don't get it. I mean, Dankfather said Mauricio said that WBC sanctioned a fight and they will assess the situation after the fight.
Yes.
Now, if they are gonna sanction the fight again at 147 when they went to mandate at 147, but they're fighting at 154, does not make sense to me. Is what I'm saying. That's all.
Right. I think the thing is this: when this sanctioning body sanctions the fight, it's that spot for that title, right? So it's that challenger gets to challenge for that title. It's not
I
actually
understand that.
but it's not actually Keith Thurman versus Errol Spence. It's the mandatory spot versus the champion in that division.
But they're not fighting at
It turns
147,
out
is what
they're
I'm
not doing
saying.
it at 147. So
That's
now
what
they're
I'm
just a couple
saying.
of fighters. It's not
But
about it's not about being a mandatory or a champion. Now they're just now they're just Errol Spence and Keith Thurman.
right. But they are sanctioning it to the mandated. So to
But I
satisfy
don't
the
think,
mandate, the
but I
mandatory.
think but they're saying it doesn't affect what goes on 147. And I mean, and to
What
me,
does that
like,
mean?
it means that because it's not at 144, because it's at 154, it doesn't affect anything at 147.
But it satisfied the 147 mandatory.
I don't think it does, but I think it does.
That's what everybody's saying.
No, okay, hold up, guys.
Allegedly.
No. That's not what Mauricio Suleiman said.
Uncle Joe told me that.
Okay, great, but that's not what Mauricio Suleiman said. Like literally,
Okay.
what Mauricio said was, "We don't know. We will
this is
see
what I'm
after
saying.
the fact."
This is what I'm saying. I think next part was saying, if Mauricio can explain, no one can.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said he's like, we don't even know if those guys will go back to 147. So that to me leaves the door open that this doesn't satisfy the 147, but it could satisfy it. We don't know.
I don't know, man.
But I have a question now, beyond the politics of it all.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a better fight at 154 or 147? Like, which do you think is like a better fight?
I mean, it doesn't matter. The fight is the fight between them
Like,
two.
I mean, do you think that like Keith Thurman has a better shot if it's at 147, like with his mobility or something? Do you think he may be sluggish? Do you think we'll get a better version of Errol Spence because he's been shrinking down? Like the actual,
both guys
like,
are coming down, right? Both guys are coming down. It's just a matter that, because I'm pretty sure these guys are walking around at least 20 or 30 pounds more in the 147, right? So both of them are cutting down weight. Depends on who is cutting down the weight better than the other, or who's fresher when it comes down to it. Because I think it's going to be the same thing, regardless 47 or 54. I think at 54 is a good fight for both of them because both of them are more fresher.
You think it's a better? You said it's a better fight at 54. Okay, yeah,
both of them are fresher. It shows their capabilities more than when they're sucked up and dried out. They're trying to they're trying to maintain their stamina.
And yeah, that's what I've been like wondering, like because everybody seems to be caught up in the politics of it all, and of course WBC is at yet again the center of another controversy, right? Like, was T.O. undisputed or not? Was Kambosos undisputed or not? Like, just seems like more of that stuff, right? So for me, I only have so much energy for like the WBC, like flexing its muscle kind of stuff. But when it comes to being a fight fan, I was just I'm like, it could very well be that this is a better fight at 154. So as a fight fans, what are we upset about?
Nothing.
Nah, nothing. We're just trying to make sense of I think it's a great fight. We're just trying to make sense of the sanctioning, like you said, and all that
when
stuff.
There's a question we don't have the answer. It's gonna bother the shit out of me until I get the answer.
Yeah. I mean, to me, like for me, it's like I'm just following trend lines, and this just seems like right up there with like the pride belt stuff that Mauricio is. I don't even know what Gilberto Mendoza looks like. I just don't. Like I don't know the name of the WBO guy.
Paco, Francisco Valcarcel.
There we go. Yeah, that if I was in the elevator with him, I wouldn't know it. But Mauricio, that guy, he is one of the most popular personalities and faces in all of boxing.
He's all over the place, and he tries to go out there with people. He goes into people's podcasts. He goes into people's karaoke podcasts. He goes singing and all that stuff. I mean, he loves it. He loves to be out there and he.
Yeah, he's the Eddie Hearn of sanctioning bodies. That's what this feels like to me. Like just like whatever. This Mauricio being Mauricio.
But yeah, I don't know. I just don't it doesn't make sense. But the fight, I like the fight, 100%. I just I want to see the fight, and I do truly believe that around 154 they're at their best. I think this is what they will go out there and give their best because it's at 154, not 147. Right?
Yep, everyone's saying that 154 is they like that fight better at 154.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it. Yeah, for me, man, like it seems like a tempest in a teapot, a bunch of hand wringing over nothing. Like you hear people totally bitch about. Yeah, go ahead.
Smoke. Yeah. Are you gonna be here if I have a karaoke day? Has to be a nighttime,
yeah,
though.
Like listen, I'm pretty sure that you can't carry a tune in a basket, and if that is the case, that might even inspire me to be as flat and as off tune and off key as I am.
Hey, Sheldon is here. What's up, Sheldon?
Fellas, what's going on, man?
Good, brother. Good, man.
You guys got to update me, man. I've been out of the loop. Playoff football, fellas. Playoff football.
There we go. I'm a Niner fan. I grew up in the Bay Area, so I'm a
Hey, you
49er
can't
fan.
say
Yes,
that.
sir. We're
Why
about
not?
Hey,
to
they
go. We're
look
about to whoop
good.
some Dallas
Boy,
ass.
They look good. I don't know. That's gonna be a good game.
Cali,
That's gonna be a
Texas.
good
We
game.
stay
That's gonna
funky.
be a great game.
Hey,
Dallas
I
still
know,
pissed off about last year.
we're playing y'all, man.
Dallas is still pissed off about last year, so we're gonna see.
Yeah, where's YB? YB must be he must be busy. Let's
Yeah,
get a
no,
little
YB's busy.
Texas Bay Area rivalry going on right
Yeah.
there. A little
So
Dallas
what's gonna
Bay
happen?
thing.
I saw you earlier. I had to go and sign some paperwork for this new project I picked up. But I saw that you were on with Bozy earlier. What was he talking about?
well, I don't know why that didn't actually load, but we'll just post it as a premiere
Yeah,
in a couple hours.
in a couple hours we'll just post it because I mean he was, I was just asking him a question about the Boots caution fight and then who he wants to fight between or just anybody really. He in the division, so I asked him about Bud, I asked him about Spence, asked him about all that stuff. So but yeah, check it out.
I will.
I'll
Mr.
post
Moore
it.
wants to know. He wants to know why he didn't petition for the WO. That's what Mr. Moore wants to know. How
Basically,
come
yeah.
Boots did not
Basically, yeah.
petition WO to fight Bud?
Because he was already in line for the IBF.
I mean,
that
but
was
why?
their.
I mean, but he's. I mean, does that mean if you're in line for the IBF and you're in line for the WBO, does that just mean that he feels like he can beat Spence better, or is it a business thing because those are his partners, or like what is the reason for? Because you're in line for both, apparently.
I have no
He's
idea.
in line for both, but once he chose the IBF route for an interim championship, like it pulled him out of the mandatory position or any higher position that he could have had in the other sanctioning bodies.
Right.
But you can relinquish that, right? You can say, you know what?
He could. Yeah.
Yeah, like this is just a choice on his part, right?
Yeah, I'm
Mm-hmm.
just saying. The only reason I brought it up, a week ago when I was with you guys last time, is because you said you could beat that man in his living room. That's the only reason why I brought it up. That's what you said on camera. You said that.
Well, I
Was
mean,
that?
Who
you
said
might feel
what?
that way, but it's not Boots
Boo
that's
said
making the
he could
fights,
beat
right?
that man up in his living room.
Oh, I was like, we didn't say shit.
Yeah, like, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me
No, he's talking about
let me
Bud. He's talking about
rethink what
Boots.
I
He's saying
said.
Boots said that about Bud. Yeah, Boots said he can beat Bud in his living room, in his own living. I don't know which living room he's talking about, but there's a
Yeah,
living room that he could beat him in.
yeah.
Mm.
But the
And then
fight
you
is
Like,
go.
supposed to say that. Doesn't mean that the handlers are going to be like, okay, like if you're if you're in the catbird seat, it's just kind of it would be interesting to hear their thought processes about like why they went the IBF when both channels are open and
Yeah.
Right.
Bud is looking for a fight. Meanwhile, the Spence fight is either one or two fights away. Not even a one Spence fight specifically, like but a title fight. If you can get a title fight in your next fight versus a title fight in two fights, what is the thought process is why you would go with the two fights
Well, I
versus
think
the
Smokey
next fight?
hits on the head. I think it's business because he signed to Showtime and Arrow fights on Showtime. And they probably feel that's easier to make than going to BOK Prime and trying to hammer out a deal.
I don't think he thinks he's going to fight Spence. I think he understands that he's going to be fighting for a vacant.
Right.
And whenever that happens, that's what that happens, right? And that's seeming to be like the vibes that I'm getting out of them. Like when I listen to Bozy talk and Ennis talk, they're talking about business, and it seems like they're talking about Spence. Like they'll fight him if he keeps the belts, but they expect him to vacate.
well, and if he does that, and he gets elevated to full champion status, and Crawford is still sitting there in the 47, then he can make a racket and be like, "Hey, you want the belt? I got one. Like, come get me, right?"
Yeah.
And then negotiations will begin because Boots is actually signed to D&D Boxing, which is Cameron Duncan Promotions, and Showtime as a streaming service. So it begs to understand, like, okay, so if they're gonna have Showtime, like let's just say the last BLK event, right, with Crawford, they did get into a partnership with, I believe, Comcast or Xfinity or whatever to put it on satellite TV. So is it gonna be the same situation because of the fact that there isn't gonna be Al Heyman, PBC, TGB on that side of the fence? It's gonna be Cameron Duncan.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys. Shelton,
Yes.
you have to dance, okay? Ready, set, go.
Dance.
Hey, I hope that worked this time.
Look at you,
Hey,
man.
New
listen.
country. I hope because I know yesterday didn't work, man. So I gotta get another one from new country for that
Oh, you
one
want to do it
from
again?
yesterday. From
Oh,
yesterday.
okay.
From
Mr.
yesterday.
Shelton just had to. He just had to drop a huge check
Yeah.
on the wife. So all he's got is change. He can make it hail.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hey.
Hey, Smoke, do you know who made that?
Yeah, your kids. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm a kid
Yeah.
Yeah, I
driving
know.
mom.
Listen, we're all parents here. We like the big
What's up,
smile.
Ray? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm going.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read
that's
this
what
stuff.
keeps us young.
He
That's
said
what
it
makes it
worked.
all
It
worthwhile,
worked.
right?
There you go. Can you read that for me?
Rachel Nonino and panel. Spence a duck. He should have been bud by now. Thurman fights ridiculous WBC pulling shenanigans. Go Niners.
Go Niners!
Yes, sir.
And it worked.
I agree with 2/3 of that sentiment. I don't think either guy's ducking. I think at this point they're like mostly pulling the fans' legs and figuring out like the most money they can make through this fight. Like,
Yeah, we were making it rain. uh,
Yeah, I'm tired of the whole. Hey, I'm fighting Garcia next. I meant Hector Garcia, not Ryan Garcia. Like
Right.
I just want to see.
and he's going, and then Ryan Garcia's gonna fight some kind of Davis.
yeah, exactly.
I'm like,
Hey,
yeah, we
If we
fought a
fight
Davis.
another Davis, I'm gonna
I'm like,
die.
oh my god,
Yeah,
that'll be
I
fun.
can fight Garcia's 4x4. Yeah, but as soon as it comes to a Haney, I'm focused on the I'm focused on the Garcia. Like, I don't know, man. Whatever. It's like the way that people promote fights now is like it's pretty sad, but it's also kind of funny. Um, but if you're emotionally invested, it can piss you off and it aggravates you. But
100%.
I think that people forget that like boxing is supposed to be entertainment, and you're supposed to have a good time with it, not like have it like piss you off to no end. I don't know, but it is one of those sports. It is. It does. It seems to make a lot of people angry, not happy.
Very personal.
Yeah, they make it personal because they get invested into it, their emotions into it, and then it doesn't happen, and next thing you know, they're already pissed off about it.
Yeah, and everyone starts blaming on who its fault
Yeah,
is. Blah
yeah.
blah blah.
Yeah, the hero villain arc. Like, do you need this to sell a fight? I mean, I guess it is what it is. I mean,
Man,
somebody's
I
got to be
don't
a
know.
bad guy. Somebody's got to be a hero.
The bad guy, the good guy, the bad cop. Oh, my son was like, "Hey, do you know what did he say?"
He
About-
said, he was talking to his brother. The 7-year-old was talking to the 9-year-old and said, he's like, I don't understand. And the 9-year-old's like, what? And he's like, police. He goes, what about police? He goes, how did we get caught from police? And I was like, that's a damn good question. I'm happy he asked his 9-year-old brother and not me because I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to that one either.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Hold up a second. Don't you understand when the information age and what that means? You go,
Yeah.
that's a great question. Let's
That's a
find
great
out.
question. Yeah,
Yeah.
but well, it's those times.
Let's learn together.
Hey, got the form. Boom. Go ahead and read that.
Okay. It says, but a duck and Niners win because their quarterback name is Brock. Mr. Irrelevant.
Purdy.
We're on our third stringer, wrecking shop.
Oh man. Oh man.
Oh man, I haven't said wrecking shop in a long time. God damn. Okay, yeah. We're doing our thing out there.
No, they just really have a really good team. 49ers have a really good team.
And then they're putting everything together. They're working together. It just makes a whole lot of great out their potential is coming out. But yeah, we're making it rain.
Hey, Smoke, yeah, I totally agree with you about like if I don't know the answer. But he didn't ask me. I was actually in my bedroom and I can hear them. And Nonito wasn't even paying attention. I was like, did you hear what your son asked your other son? He's like, no. And then I told him. I was like, but he didn't ask us. So we were just hiding in our bedroom. We're like, yeah, he didn't ask us. So y'all gotta ask Alexa or something.
Why is cop short for police?
I don't know. Not you want you
It
literally
used to
want me
be
to look it
copper.
up?
If I was to take a guess, it's short for copper, and it's probably what the badges were made of back in the day.
Yeah.
If I just to take a swing at it,
Really?
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. I can see that.
but I don't know. I could be totally off. But I mean, that's what
No,
I
but
would
I'm
say before
saying,
looking it up. You know,
yeah,
you
no,
got
but
to
I'm
get the
saying
dad
like
answer, right?
that's a good, because back in the days, they had the badge and all that stuff.
They still have badges.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, but it's like, when they have the badge, the sheriff, yes, hey sheriff,
Yeah,
shot sheriff.
it used to get the 10
so
star. Used to
Smoke
be a thing.
actually is right.
Aha!
Hey,
Booyah! Make it rain. Make it
But it
hail.
actually-
Make it
Make
hail.
it rain.
Make it hail.
It actually came from Britain because
Britain, huh?
they're the copper, because the copper of their badge, but they would say
Oh,
the copper.
Booyah,
copper.
baby.
Wow.
Booyah.
Okay.
Listen, that highfalutin
Okay.
education kicking in once again.
It's
You
also
do know
mean
some things, Smoke.
to cop means to capture. So there was like two sides of how they were the slang. The ones that were calling coppers were the ones that were talking about their badge. But the other people said that it was to capture, and the word copped is an old-fashioned slang for arrested.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's
See, look
interesting.
at us learning today on a
That is
Tuesday.
cool.
That and the
That's
kids will
yeah.
make you do that, dude. Like my babies, like the universe, the nature of the galaxy
Y'all
changed
dance
when
now.
my kids were
Y'all
coming
gotta
around.
dance. Everybody
No,
gotta dance.
Smoke. We can't tell if
I
Smoke is
know.
dancing.
Just dance. Hey, 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 hey.
Oh, okay. The comment says, Banan channel brought me here. Respect for Beyond the Ring with Nonito and Rachel. What's the smallest weight class you can make? Nonito, what's comfortable? Semper Fi, Virginia 757.
Oh,
Hey, thank you.
That's Kelso, right?
No, Semper Fi is Marine.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
Semper Fidelis, I think, like always faith, always vigilant, something like that.
Yes. See,
Semper
like,
Fidelis.
There you
freaking
go.
Smoke is just an
No,
encyclopedia of
Smoke's
information.
encyclopedia. So, anyways,
Shout out to
shout out-
Fanon, of
yeah,
course.
shout out to Fanon.
And
Thank you,
welcome
brother.
here, Linwood.
And then Linwood Hall, thank you for coming out here, man. Thank you for the love. And I can go down to 115 comfortably. That is
Not gonna kill you.
it's not gonna kill me, but I'm cutting weight like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So I can do that. 115 is something that I could do, but I'll probably just do it once, because I'm at the level now where like I don't need to be in that level no more. I don't need to be cutting weight every single time. So I know it's only 3 pounds from 118 to 115, but the 3 pounds make a whole lot of big difference.
Yeah, when you're getting smaller, of course. I mean, that's the reason why weight divisions, when they get higher, 140, 147,
Yeah.
154. There's a larger gap than when they were, y'all are smaller.
Yeah. He's a Marine, right?
Yes, he's a Marine.
I didn't fight guy. I fought a guy from the Army, actually. And he was a tough guy, but the Marine and the Army always cap each other because when I beat the Army guy, the Marine was just like
They're all happy?
all in his ass, telling them all this shit,
Yeah.
Because I was 17 years old. The guy was about 33 years old, and I was just an up and comer, and he was a U.S. national champion already a few times, and I beat him. And all the Marines were all up in his ass, and he said,
So was he Armed Forces team? Because if the Marines were there, yeah, they would.
No, they were on the same room.
Right. So isn't it the case that like in the amateurs that the Marine or the armed forces have an automatic spot?
When I was growing up, they did. Like they had a wild card.
Well, she was in the Taekwondo and she was in the Air Force.
Yeah, no, I mean, but that in boxing, because I think I heard Jamel Herring like speak to this whole thing about how they are enlisted so they don't get to train, but they get an automatic spot. So when they go to the amateurs, generally they lose to the guys who have been fighting, who've been training year round. I don't know if that was his coach, whatever, but he was or him just like talk about his achievements. But he was saying that like basically he overachieved for the military. The military is always there, but they never win.
The all army
Sorry,
corps, the all
Linwood
army
said.
champ, the guy who's the champ of the Marines.
Linwood
And yeah,
Hall. Yeah.
Linwood said Army equals ain't ready to be a Marine yet.
Respect for the Army.
hey,
Hashtag.
I have
watch your
a
mouth.
my
Watch
brother-in-law
your
was a
mouth.
Marine and now is an Army person, and he absolutely hates it. He's like he wishes his
Yeah, watch
previous
your
was a
mouth,
Marine.
Linwood.
Yeah, so I mean,
You,
as far as the
you
armed
was a
forces,
Marine.
yeah, the armed
You was a
forces
Marine.
has.
You read that you weren't smart enough to be an army.
What was that?
You're like in a can,
Linwood was in the
Sheldon.
Marines. Linwood was in the Marines because he wasn't smart enough to be in the army.
Oh, now we're doing shots fired between
Oh.
Your
the
audio
military
just went
branches.
to crap though, Mr. Moore.
Yeah, Shelton, your audio sounds like you're in a can. It's weird.
Yeah, I
I don't
gotta
know.
take these earphones out. Let me change it.
Okay, he's one of the adults in the Charlie Brown movies.
Linwood Hall, man. Thank you, brother, for educating us.
No, okay. So what they're talking about, and I'm pretty sure you had it in boxing too, is that when you went to trials, like the national
Yeah.
trials or even the Olympic trials,
Uh-huh.
most people that went into the nationals had to fight regionals, right?
Right.
And then you had the collegiate champion who had a wild card, right? Because
Okay.
that's a different quote unquote league. So the
Okay.
military had their own league, so they would have the
Yeah,
all armed.
yeah, they have their own
Yeah,
league.
so they would have a wild card to come into the fight. So I would always take.
But they're all one though. They gotta compete with each other.
Yes, so
Yeah,
Army, Air Force,
because the
Marines.
guy that I beat was in the Army, and the other guy, his roommate, was a Marine.
But were they in the same weight division?
No, they weren't on the same weight division
Yeah.
because
So they
the Army was on my weight, and then the Marine was, I think, the higher division. And so when he lost to me,
he was laughing.
he was laughing his ass off, and the Army guy that I beat, he said he trashed
room.
the whole room because it was his last year in the national, because he was already 33 years old, and he lost to a kid who just turned 17.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's all armed forces. So that's so
okay,
you
because it was the Olympic trials that I fought in, so they had to,
so all armed forces has their own that they get to come in and bring like this. So we have to fight off. And so what I would do is I'd fight all armed forces and I'd take that wild card spot, right? Then
Right.
I'd fight collegiate, take the national collegiate spot, take that spot off too. And then I would fight nationals and stuff and get into nationals.
So you guys got your own
So I
little
got
league.
but I took 3 leagues. And then when the brackets came out
So
on
you
who
got-
was I
you
was
got all
gonna
3 of 'em.
fight, yeah. So when the brackets came out, who was gonna fight, I was able to pick which one was my better bracket because I knocked out everyone on those
Right.
3 leagues.
Okay, you're smart.
Kind of.
Yeah, you're smart.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Sometimes.
Yeah, no, so that's exactly what happened was, they room them with, with opposing or rival.
No,
kinda.
it's whoever it's all armed forces. So you're supposed to be family from there. Like, because there's
Oh,
only
not,
one
not,
per
not
weight.
them. That's for sure.
No, you're just supposed to have one per weight division.
Right.
So
one.
So
Yeah.
it's just like nationals where you're like, there's some guy from Philly, someone from
Right.
Florida, Texas, and you
Yeah.
from Cali.
Yeah.
And then when all you guys make the team, y'all are supposed to be friends. But it doesn't always happen.
Hail to the no. It always is.
Thank you, Linwood Hall,
Yeah,
for
appreciate it.
stopping
Thank you
by.
for coming out, man. That's dope. But yeah, we just chopping it up because we were just talking about a lot of stuff out here about, now we were just talking about the Spence and Thurman fight and all that stuff, and I still don't understand why they're fighting
We
at
are going to call
154.
Mauricio.
We're gonna call Mauricio to figure out if they are sanctioning the 154 fight, which was supposed to be at 147.
Well, maybe we should I don't want to call him and then be like, "Hey, can you come on the show?" And then something changes. Like I feel like once we find out it's signed, then I think we should have Mauricio say, "Okay, it's signed. What's in writing? Can you explain this to us and break it down and answer the questions?"
Yeah, and he said, competitive nature in all branches. That's competitive nature in all human beings, but
branches for sure.
Because the branches of the family, right? It's like,
Mm-hmm.
like in Japan, it was always about the gyms, right?
The rival gyms.
Gyms, so yeah. So for us, it's It's the rivalry.
Yeah, Lab, we know that he's sanctioning the fight, but we're just trying to figure out. I know they're paying sanctioning fees. We're trying to figure out a mandatory. Is it sufficing the 147 mandatory? Is it not? Um, if it is sufficing, does that mean that Thurman has a shot at the belt? But then Spence says he's not giving him a shot at the belt. So we're just trying to get some clarity
Yeah,
on the
we're just trying to figure this
situation.
out to make it sense. Like with Smoke and with Rage, they gotta make it sense.
I need to know.
Make it sense.
Yeah, that's the thing. How do you progress with life not knowing like how things have worked out, how you got to where you are? Like I don't know. If you
Yeah,
can do that, cool, kudos to you. It
right.
must be nice.
Hey, and you know what? Uh, Linwood said Spence is scared 154. No weight drain. Yikes. Now, both guys are going to be no weight drain because it's now 47. Both guys are going to cut down. And I am pretty sure, like every fighter out there, they're about 20 to 30 pounds or even more coming down. So that's why I like this fight at 154 because they are at their best compared to 147. But again, what eludes me is why are they sanctioning a 154 fight when it was supposed to be a 147? Now I do want this fight at 154 because I personally believe that they are at their best at 154.
See, and I feel like that's more of a purist view. Like, from like before there was any like sanctioning body politics, and what does it mean for what we are talking about? Like, there was just two guys punching each other in the face, and for money, right? and and it used to be that guys were like even wildly outmatched. There would be guys being outweighed like 40, 50 pounds, in certain circumstances. This is like two pretty, high level practitioners.
Now,
Keith Thurman has been, he's seen better days, but
I
so has
think it
Errol
should have
Spence.
happened a long time ago, but yeah, like you said, it's still a good fight. He's seen his better days. We've seen him, but I thought he should have happened a long time ago. They should have fought a while back, but they said this fight is 12 rounds. Is it a title? Is there a title in it? What I'm saying?
Maybe it's
Yeah,
just
why
for
12
ranking.
rounds? I think it's 12 rounds because it deserves to be 12 rounds.
So is
I would
this
be
because they
I'd be
deserve to be
disappointed
12
if
rounds? Is
I
this
mean, it's
because they
already
deserve
what.
to be 12 rounds?
Yeah, it better be 12 rounds. Yeah, this got to be it. This is Keith
I
Thurman and Errol
mean,
Spence after all these years, 10 rounds. Nah, you can't
but
do
that's
that.
what I'm saying. Like, is there a title? Because usually titles are 12 rounds, but then I guess they deserve to be a 12-round fighter, regardless if there's a title or not, I guess is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think the fight deserves the 12 rounds. Whether or not the fight deserves the title, I think is open to interpretation. I think a lot of people were upset when Keith Thurman was, unilaterally installed. I guess that's all you can do in the sanctioning body. But when he was seen to be unfairly installed or unjustly installed over Virgil Ortiz as the number one guy and then the mandatory, people were howling injustice, right? But now they're howling injustice that he doesn't get a shot, that they didn't feel like he deserved in the first place. So it's just kind of weird for me.
We just want to complain.
We just want to make it all sense, man. That's all. But I do like the fight, and I do feel that this fight at this weight, you know, um, is gonna be at their best, I think. But going back into 12 round stuff, I remember my second fight. I lost that fight, but I remember that fight. We were both standout amateurs, and instead of a 4 round, we that fight was a 5 round fight.
That's weird.
It's weird, right?
Is that is that a catch round then?
Catch round.
4 or 6?
Not
It's
quite
a-
6, but not quite 4. I think you're above 4.
I
yeah,
think
so
the
it's a
sanction,
catch
but I
round.
think all those World Series of Boxing, I think those are 5 rounders too.
Maybe. I mean, for me, I fought a 5 round fight, and they allowed me to fight a 5 round fight. But because of the fact that both the guy was fighting and I was a top amateur fighters.
Yeah.
Trying to me.
I mean, when it comes to the ABC, do you guys have to like? Is that a level of like interaction that to be like I guess responsible custodian in your career? You also have to know the personalities and that thing. Like, do you have to? Does it go that deep? Do you have to know who the hell is on the sanctioning body's boards? Are the no? I'm sorry, boxing commission's boards.
I don't know, man, because there's a lot of them in the first place. I honestly don't know. You know,
I
for
know
me,
NATO doesn't deal with it.
I don't. Yeah, I don't deal with it. You know.
No, I mean, like, you should know who's on the sanctioning body boards and you know, who's really, you know, making these decisions if they have, for example, what's his name? Ness from the Boxing Boys wants to be on the ratings panel next year,
After
right?
he got to experience the rating and all that
Mhm.
stuff, he wants to be in it. You know, and I don't know how you get in there. You know,
I think you just get approved.
you just get
I
approved.
don't know. I don't wanna be on the ratings board. Like, did you see how long that meeting was? I don't wanna
Oh
be on that.
God, yeah,
I'm sure you get a
yeah.
crazy amounts of email. But it really is just, from what I see, like, I don't really look at, you know, who's on the board or anything like that. I make sure that I'm familiar with more of their bylaws and the rules and regulations more than anything. So, you know, if there's anything I have questions with or don't agree with, I can actually, uh, you know, refer to a line number and then question their decision.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
like
That
And what
how
I
about
long?
feel
the
I feel I
that's what the
after a while I
sanctioning
Wait a
fell
minute,
body?
wait a
asleep.
minute. I heard that Redkach and Broner is potentially off. Is that true?
it's completely off.
Yeah, that's
Not even potentially.
yeah,
It's Lundy now.
it's Lundy now
What
who is
happened?
fighting.
So, Redkach, from what I understand, he has he signed a promotional agreement with this guy named Joe DeGuardia, who runs Star Boxing Promotions, I believe. And
Okay.
and then so when they went into the negotiation, they, meaning Redkach and his advisor, who I don't know, went into negotiation with BLK Prime. They understood everything. They were like, good, 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 okay. And I guess Joe DeGuardia showed up a week ago and was like, I need to go in and make sure everything's okay. But allegedly, he turned around and presented Redkach with a new contract with 30, 40 something percent taken off of the purse he was offered. And the contract, instead of being a BLK contract, became a Star Boxing contract.
Mm.
Oh, so Redkach wasn't with that.
No.
No,
Yeah,
no.
as he should not be.
Yeah, and from what I have heard, the Cletus Selden fight, who was pulled from the Rashad Mahdi fight on February 4th, DAZN show, was
Yeah.
the same problem. That
Okay.
basically he came in, wanted to be a co-promoter, wanted to, you know, take off this stuff, and you know, and do these things with his fighters, which ends up getting his fighters kicked off the card.
Right. So it's all of this LaGuardia there. LaGuardia guy.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have
Sheldon,
to
you
dance,
gotta
Sheldon.
dance, Sheldon. Hey, make it rain, Drew Tight. Thank you, brother. Thank you for stopping by
Hey,
too,
you guys,
man.
make sure you go over to Drew Titan
Yes.
LLC. Thanks for the $2 super chat. And he just likes seeing us dance.
Yeah.
Except you're only seeing Nonito dance today.
Man, yeah, man, I like Drew Titan's show a lot. I don't get there as often as I'd like, but that guy, he does fire content. He's great interviews, great perspective. Like
I
Drew
don't know why
Titan a
you
whole
don't
bunch.
go there. You get up at like 4 in the morning. He's like on at, I think, 6 a.m. our time. Usually
Yeah.
much less later.
Like Don in New
I
York. He from New
actually
York,
am
right?
accomplishing a
Yeah.
lot less than I'm used to accomplishing because of the amount of time I spend listening to you guys' wonderful ideas and opinions and knowledge on the sport. But yeah, it's always a rotation. So I was at Drew Titans for a minute, like Stormy B Man, and just the different appearances you used to make back in the day. No. Anyway, whatever. It is what it
Yeah.
is. I fall in not as often as I would like, but yeah, shout out to Drew Titan.
Hey,
Hey,
H
H
Money's in the
Money, what's
house.
up? What's up, bro? Yeah. No, but I
My
mean,
figures.
they come in with like shit, a throwback last week, man.
What happened last week?
We get into a fight.
Oh my God.
We get into a
We're not
fight.
talking about that.
We're not talking about that.
Oh my
I just
God.
got into a fight.
Okay, let's just put it this way. When we're in apparently we went to Philly and
Yes.
but we were staying in like the outskirts of Philly, which is pretty much New Jersey.
Yeah, really close. It's about it's just right across the bridge. Like, just right there. So
We're not talking about the fight.
Why not? Let's talk about the fight.
You said
Throwback
that you wanted
Tuesday.
to do that on a separate podcast.
Okay, fine. We'll do that as a separate one. But
We can do
let's do that on
chapters
Wednesday.
too.
Let's do that
We
on
can tease
Wednesday.
it.
War Wednesday. Okay,
War
we'll do it
Wednesday.
tomorrow. War
We'll do it
Wednesday.
tomorrow. War
Now I'm
Wednesday, man.
interested. See, why you do that, Rachel? Now I'm interested.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, let's
yeah,
just put it
right?
this way, and this will give you the tone of it. Where like we're trying
Hey,
to
YB was there.
throw YB under the bus. It's his fault.
It's his fault that we got into a fight.
It's not YB's fault.
No, he wasn't.
With
There
whom?
was no needles. Hold on.
Hey, hold on. That was you. Hey, hey, hey.
I swear they just like doing that because they like the song.
Go ahead, read that for me. I can't
Salute
see.
no Nino. At what age did you realize you have the stuff to be a world champion?
You know what, Kenneth? This is the funny thing, man. Like, I never knew it. But deep within me, like my soul knew I was destined for something. But within me, growing up, because I was bullied, I was made fun of, I was always scared, you know. So when I went into, I mean, I did it for my dad right in the beginning when I got into boxing. I did it for my dad. And my first fight, I was 11 years old in Hayward, at this place called Mexicali Restaurant. And I was, getting rap and all that stuff. And I
You say Mexicali restaurant?
yeah, it was Mexicali Restaurant.
Did they serve margaritas
Probably.
during the fight?
It was in the middle of the restaurant.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I don't know if they still have it, but that was back in the
We
days.
should go there and,
I know, if
and
they
throw
have
a
it,
fight.
right?
That would be fun.
Right. So I was getting rap and I was scared, man. I was so scared. I peed on my pants, like literally peed on my pants. So,
My V said y'all threw me under the bus.
I'm gonna throw you on the bus. YB got us fighting, man.
It's your fault, YB.
Yeah, YB's fault.
What's that? What's that with the Philly Sherpa? You're supposed to guide him through the mountains.
I know, man.
Without
I thought you were
fighting.
from Philly. Anyways, hold on. Let me tell this story. So I never knew. I always, I never knew that I had it in me. All I knew was when I was inside that ring, I felt like I just had another person. I beat the crap out of this kid who won the first fight. And then I won the nationals too, and all that stuff. But even then, I didn't know I was gonna be, something, because outside of the ring, I never brought the person outside the ring or inside of the ring outside. So I was always scared. I couldn't look people in the eyes. Even when I met her back in 2007, I still couldn't look people in the eyes. So even though I was already a world champion,
But you were in love with my eyes.
yes, I was in love with your eyes, baby. Oh yeah, I'm about to do some.
No, we don't have.
So I never really knew that I had it with me unless I was inside that ring. The moment I was inside the ring, I knew I was unstoppable. So to tell you the truth, outside that ring, I never really felt that I was gonna be something. But inside of that ring, I was just destined to be a world champion. So that's the different personality and all of that stuff, So yeah, YB got us into a fight.
Wait, did he just do another one? Kenneth Johnson just did the same one.
Oh, cool.
Twice. Because I think they just like you dancing. I legit think that this is a thing now.
What? Hey!
Shout out Kenneth Johnson.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
So much.
Thank you. But yeah, that's pretty much how you just don't realize your power until you place yourself in that position. It's either you swim or sink. It's either you what is it called? Fight or flight.
Mm-hmm.
And I obviously fight, so that's why it's always good to jump, knowing that you never know what's going to happen, because you never know if you don't try to become something, but you'll learn once you get to that level that you are the type of person that will fight.
So I'll give you a little hint about what War Wednesday is about. Basically we're trying to figure out if it's ignorance, Asian hate, or racism.
Right.
And I'll give you just a little bit of it. Basically, one of the things we said when we were walking around was, wow, there's no Asians here. And some of the
that was
boxers,
in New Jersey, on down south New Jersey.
Yeah, but when we asked the other boxers, like they're like,
They were like,
take her to Chinatown.
yeah,
I was
take her
like,
to
oh my
I'm like,
God.
what?
Why? Because my cousins are there? I was like,
Right.
come on. But we will, I guess, yeah, we'll make it War Wednesday because then at
War
least it'll be,
Wednesday, you know, yeah, but YB got us into trouble. That's what happened, you know.
yeah, it
YB was
YB's fault.
talking all that stuff, you know, and I'm just playing. But yeah, you guys will get to hear it tomorrow, War Wednesday, of why we got into a fight in New Jersey.
Why we didn't get into a fight.
The
It was
Jersey
just-
Philly border.
Jersey, Philly.
Jersey, Philly, yeah,
Yeah.
just right there.
Mhm.
So we got into a fight.
No, well,
You see this scratch on my face? You get scratched in my hand. We got in a fight.
Oh, hold on a second. Wait. Just one question about this fight, and I'm sorry.
what's
Was
the
it
question?
someone who knew that you had
No.
hands?
No.
Okay,
No.
yeah, all right.
We were little. That's why I said the question for
If they
tomorrow.
found out.
Yeah. Hey, Samuel, thank you again for coming out, brother, and you know, and just sharing your moment. I know you got a dip, so have a great day. But yeah, man, tomorrow, check it out though.
That's what we're trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Is it racism?
Is it
Asian
racism? Is it
Asian hate?
ignorance, or is it Asian hate? It's
Yeah.
still racism. But
I know, but it's specific because Asian hate became because
of the
COVID.
COVID stuff. Right,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Another question. As far as you know, do boxers love it when civilians, like normal people, like regular people, feel like they can fight? Like, is that like, does Christmas come early when you find yourself in these situations, whether it be
Yes.
like an emergency or
It's
whatever?
laughable because
No,
I mean,
it's
like
like-
if
it's
during,
like, yeah.
well, during fights, like when we're fighting, like in our own sport, like it if we can slow it down within someone from our own sport, when it comes to a street fight, you're like, what is this clown doing?
Right.
Like it's like you try
they be
not
like
to
this. They be
laugh.
like, what's up, boo? What's up? What's up? They're like, what are you doing? Get your hands up here. I'm like, yeah, what's up? What you want to do? What you
You
gonna do?
coaching
Bam.
them? You coaching them and beating them
Yeah.
up at the same time?
I'm like, and I hear this too. I'm like, you lucky I gotta go.
I gotta go. Where you going? I gotta go to CVS right quick.
Oh man.
Buy some milk.
Yeah, he said probably all of the above. But you guys will get to know the story tomorrow. And then, just come out here and talk.
Yeah. Well, War Wednesday.
War Wednesday is all about what you have pint up inside of you that you want to speak about.
Pent up.
Pent up. The pint is a drink. Whatever. Hey, stop it.
But you guys, we're gonna head out. No, Nito, you have a training at 1.
I got to train at 1.
Hey,
So
thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys all the
Peace, y'all.
time, man.
Till next time.
Thanks for having me.
Stay up.
yeah, thank
Be
you
good.
again, Sheldon. Smoke.
And I'll
Thank
see you
guys.
soon. Remember, I'm moving out there with you guys on the 27th of February. The house closes, so I'll be out there with you guys.
Ooh,
There it is.
sweet.
Come check out the training session and all that stuff, man. So definitely gotta hang out. But to everybody out there, thank you for being here with us, hanging out with us, and just chopping it up with us, and taking the time. Really,
All right, brother.
really
Y'all take it
appreciate
easy.
that. Thank you, Sheldon. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, you guys have been amazing. Thanks
Yeah.
for coming down this road with us because like the thing is that we're learning together. If we already know what's going on, we will let you guys know, and we want to find out the truth, and not assume anything. So we learn as you're all learning, and my dad is in the chat.
Yeah, you gotta pick me up. Same time at 1, Pops. Same time. So thank you guys again. Tomorrow, don't go tomorrow. Check it out tomorrow.
Wait, he's
Oh,
catching us.
Hey. Donito versus McMill. LOL. That's right, man. That's funny, man. I mean, that whole thing was just hilarious to me. Who showed us? Who showed us? Was it YB who showed us the video? Or one of them showed us the video about how the fight started. It wasn't really between them. I mean, they were going back and forth, but it was the other guy that came down and made all that ruckus.
Yeah, they were saying that it was somebody else. That wasn't even in the fight that made the everyone.
Right. So, but hey, celebrity fights. I'm all down for that.
Calvo is my dad. Calvo in Tagalog means bald. And my dad's
same thing
bald.
in Spanish.
So that's Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys again for coming out, hanging out with us. And tomorrow, check us out. You will know the story of how and why we got into a fight in New Jersey, borderline
defending
Philly.
ourselves.
Defending ourselves. Was it racism? Was it ignorance? Or, because of the Asian COVID, or was it Asian hate? So check it out. Tomorrow we will talk about why we got into a fight.
All right, guys. Be safe until then. And
much love to you guys. Thank you.
And we'll drop the Bozy part 2 later today. So look out for that.
Yeah, so check that out. Bozy part 2 in Bozy's dungeon, about his son, Boots Ennis, and where they're taking his son to who he will be fighting and who they're willing to fight. So check it out later.
See you guys.
Peace.
I'm Jarrell. And I am Logan. Thank you for watching this video. And don't forget to like and subscribe the video. And hit the bell. Ding, ding, ding. KO! Jinx. Got ya.
Filipino, flash, flash, Filipino.